Hey, y'all. This is wild. Hola, hola. Hey. Y'all know I'm kicking myself, right? I'm kicking myself. Hey, I told y'all about this. Oh, shoot. Oh, y'all might have found me a vehicle. Right when I got on here with y'all. And it got good mileage on it. Yes. And the guy is, and he buys junk cars, seeing as how mine is a junk car now. We gonna see. Pray with me, y'all. I was just getting on here. That's crazy. I was just getting on here to say, don't forget about the tow yards, and I'm so pissed. Until you know I'm gonna be wanting to put that out in the thing because it's people that I don't like to be watching me. But I'll text you. I'll text you. But it's a 2019, which is way newer than mine. It's got 91,000 miles on it. It's a little bit smaller than what I want. Okay. But he said the guy that's fixing my car. Ooh, please touch and agree with me, Lord Jesus, because I'm praying that they can work out a deal. I already hit my bank back, so I can try to get that change back. You know what I'm saying? Because Lord knows. Ugh. But I was just getting on here to say I'm mad because 3 weeks ago I could have went to the dang tow yard. I forgot that they be selling cars. Yes. Yes, y'all. Now listen, I don't normally ask for help, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm gonna need some help. You okay? I don't normally ask. Y'all know how I go through it, but I'm telling y'all right now, I might need some help. Okay? I'm just gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I try not to ask for nothing, but I'm telling y'all right now, I might need some help. I already know I'm gonna need some. You hear me? So just put that out there. Okay? I'm just saying it. I didn't crowdfund it for everybody else. I might have to crowdfund for me right now. We just gonna see. You hear me? Thank you, Auntie. Listen, but I'm pissed at myself because I forgot you can go to the tow yard and buy a car, y'all. And the one I just called, I missed it today. It's every Friday. So if you're looking for a car, don't forget about the tow yard. The lady said at the one that I just said now, of course I missed it and I'm just trying to get home. And this is, you don't know what's wrong with those cars, of course. But the one that I called here, if you in Indy, it started at $500. And if don't nobody bid against you, you get whatever car was towed. So if it's a 2020 and they didn't got the title to it, you just paid $500 for a 2020. Now that ain't this situation. It's this one is not that, and I really don't want to wait till next Friday. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I would have known all these weeks ago, so if you know somebody looking for a car, have them call the tow yard. Not all of them do auctions. Some of them just sell them every day. I forgot about that. I forgot. If your car get towed and you never go get it, and the bank don't go get it because you already own it, you can go right to the tow yard and buy a car for a little or nothing. I forgot about that. I forgot. But the guy that is fixed was gonna fix my other one. He just said one of his brothers has one. It only has 91,000 miles on it. No check engine light. He said he'll negotiate a little because he told him about my car, and he said he buys junk cars, so there might be a deal in there. So he said he's just waiting on pictures now. So we gonna see. I need them to hurry up and put my money back. You said, well, I didn't know. I need one too. I'm telling you, call all the tow yards around you and see if they sell cars. I forgot about this. Do you hear me? I completely forgot. Thank you. I completely forgot. You hear me? So if you're looking for a vehicle and you don't got a lot of change and you can't afford to pay no payments, circle, go ahead and go to the what's the name? I mean, because you got to think if you pay $600, $700, $800 for a car and you got 2,000, 3,000 to put work into it, that's the same thing as paying a down payment and your car's paid off. Hello. Hello. I'm so sad. I love my car though. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm real sad because she ran really, really good. Yes. So if you're looking for a vehicle, I would check them today. I would anybody within a 30, 40 mile radius of you, maybe even 100 mile radius, you can get out there. You looking for a vehicle, your kids looking for a car, you got a new driver. Cause you gotta think if the car didn't got towed, 9 times out of 10 somebody was driving it. You hear me? And banks and stuff, they go get their vehicles. But these other ones, people don't be having the money and they just be wanting their tow money back. You hear what I'm saying? So you get me? Do what you can do. Do with that information what you will. You understand? So thank you. You hear me? So to those of y'all looking for a vehicle, listen. To those of y'all looking for a vehicle, I forgot. But I didn't know all of the damage that had been done to my car either, right? I'm not thinking that everything else was gonna get towed up on it. I was just thinking it was gonna be my transmission, and that was it because that's all that was wrong with it. So there's that. Had I have known it was gonna be this 4 weeks ago, I would have been at them auctions trying to find me something else. Anyway, I got on here to tell y'all that information, and then he just texted me. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm praying because Lord knows. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Listen here. And he's a mechanic. And this guy is so cool. Like once I leave, I'll give y'all his information for my indie people. Cause when I say this guy is a good mechanic, I mean he even when I was telling him I'm looking for something, he was like, well, if you find something, let me know and I'll go check it out for you before you try to get it. You see what I'm saying? You hear me? I'm like, oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how my uncles is. Not one of them. One of them that just died. He was a shiesty mechanic, but all the other ones, they not even gonna do no work if they can't guarantee it that they don't know if they can do it because they don't want you to have to keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? And them is the kind of mechanics that I look for. But this man said he got a whole bunch of sisters, right? And he was like, I don't want nobody doing my sisters like that or my mom like that. So I try to make sure that I look for um you know, I'm gonna do people right because I would want, people to do my family members right, which them is the kind of people I said, listen, sir, I pray God blesses you with something spectacular. Yesterday he had a procedure and he was still talking to me and everything. So, but I just want to tell y'all, like, aside from that, I do feel better. I even text my daughters like, hey, because they both in car payments and they like, ooh. I said, okay, well, get your little money up and go on down there. If you tired of paying car payments, that's a easy what's the name? I appreciate you. That's an easy you know, you save some money because car payments is a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, I have not ever been a car payment person. I'd rather stack my little money and go buy me something and just pay my insurance and my upkeep. But I've always been a mama since I was 16. So paying car payments, that ain't my thing. It hurt my heart to give you $700 a month. I be thinking what I could do with that 700. And I know y'all don't mind, but circa, I need my little money to myself. You hear me? I might need that for something. You hear me? So, but my daughter's, I text her right now at work because she was like, ooh, she about to have her baby. And she was like, I don't know, I might be surrendering this little car. I said, well, if that's what you're going to do, go on and find you something. And seeing as how you got this good mechanic here, he can go with you and find you something. And then, that way you can kind of, hold on, y'all, because my babies don't got coffee pots. They actually use teapots, baby. I ain't used the teapot in forever. I've been having to use the teapot every day to heat my stuff up. It's driving me crazy. Oh, and now it's boiling and too hot for me to put it in my cup. Jesus. I don't know how y'all use tea kettles, baby. I be and burnt my house down. But God is on the thing or whatever. I'm gonna let that cool off. I be and burnt my mouth. Y'all be using tea kettles? Baby, I'll be and burnt myself up. Hey, pumpkin. Hey. I be and burnt myself up using a tea kettle. I can't. Y'all see my glasses fogged up? I don't see how y'all use them things. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm praying that man take at least $1,500 from my junk car. Hello. I need him to do that. Work something out, sir. Work something out. Work it out, Lord. And it's a brand new $900 freaking what's the name sitting there. That gotta be worth something. It's $900. Shoot. Hell, take the brand new transmission and the car. Do whatever you need to do. Just give me all my stuff out of it. Please and thank you. You said that's why they whistle when it's ready to get your attention. Girl. Because I be having my headphones on or my music loud. I would not hear that. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't. I don't be hearing a ding on the microwave, so I know I ain't going to hear that. It could whistle it loud as it want to. I be having my headphones on. I be and burnt my house down. I'm telling you, that's why I don't. You said, yes, we use the tea kettle over here. I got a ceramic one. Girl, they got big ones and little ones. I be and burn my house up. I I can't even hear the door when people knocking on it. I'm damn sure not gonna hear no tea kettle. You hear me? I I said I need to get back to my ninja at the house. Hello. I mean, I got one of the, our survivor ones, but it's packed up. I ain't used it. You see what I'm saying? You use an electric one. When I was in Texas, I saw them. It's nice. They had one at the Airbnb that me and that man stayed at. And it was pretty cool. I could see it. But I be and forgot about it. Do they turn off on their own? Because I be and forgot about it. I'm telling you, I will. I be and forgot about it. And would. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Because my coffee pots used to, you know how like you can leave them on warm? When I used to use the actual carafe, baby, it'd be all brown on the inside of there because the coffee didn't dissipate it and I done left it on hot or warm or whatever. That's why I just use the 1 cup now because that way it ain't no mess, it ain't no craziness. The worst I'm gonna have to do is descale it because, girl, I be doing too much. Y'all see, I be talking to y'all, go make some coffee, forget I done made it and it's in there. And now it's been 45 minutes and it's cold. I don't even do it. That's why I don't really use my microwave. You said my husband drinks tea, so he uses that, and I also use that to dip my daughter's hair, like to pour the hot water and pot on it. Now that I see, but girl, I be and forgot. Hey, pumpkin, I be and forgot about it. I be and forgot. I'm telling y'all right now, I would. I be and forgot. Y'all see me? How many times I've been like, why y'all didn't remind me about my coffee? A million, a million. Can I tell y'all something too? I feel so much lighter. Can y'all tell? Even before this text that I just got when I got on here with y'all, I feel so much lighter. I think I just needed to talk about what was happening and really say what I felt. Because now I feel like I don't feel heavy. I don't feel crazy. I don't feel nothing. I just feel okay. Now, I'm not at 100%, but I definitely don't feel the weight that I had on my shoulders the last couple of days. You said I was just going to say you seem better and love to see it. Man, because I had been holding that stuff in my chest and trying to just not be. But, baby, sometimes you got to let it out. Using the tea kettle and coffee pot are two different things. You said, but I love them both. Yeah, I feel better. And the situation with my baby, I just had to realize some folks, you just gotta leave them where they at, and they not gonna hear until they want to hear, and we be trying to help, and that don't be what God wants us to do. You hear me? So it hurts me, but as a parent, I be trying to give my kids what I feel like I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents weren't, they didn't, y'all know the people that fake support you. That's the kind of family that I come from, right? So they'll tell people all your business and act like, oh, they just do so much and they do nothing. Like I told y'all, I love my mom, but she was the type of person, she'll go buy all these clothes for my kids, but then say they can only wear them when they at her house, and they're only at your house a maximum of 12 to 24 hours a month. So then they grow out of the clothes, and then you want to give them to me when they're too small or I can't do nothing with them, and then tell everybody you gave me clothes, so I just stop receiving them. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know people like that? Anybody? That's the type of support my family gives you, right? Which is crazy. And so then when you reject it, it's like, oh, they didn't want no help. No, because what you were offering me, I can't do nothing with that, right? So I try to be the opposite of that for everybody around me, not just my children, right? I try to offer you the help that you need. That's even how the concept of WOIU came into play. Does that make sense? When I was out here in the world, I didn't, if my friends needed whatever it was, I didn't say, oh, I'm going to give you this. I gave them the help that they needed, right? But some people only want to give you the help that they want to give you. And then it's like, oh, I don't need that. So don't act like I'm rejecting it. That's not what I need. You hear me? So with my kids, you said sooner than later, my whole family is going to be looking like Mr. Brown around here with all the mismatch and patches all over his clothes. This is my thing. With my kids, I try to give them the help before they need it because I paid attention in life, right? My mom didn't do that. My mom wanted me to follow she still do. I mean, I love her, but it is what it is. One of my brothers worked for Spirit Airlines, so I know he lost his job or something happened with that because they closed down. So you've been working for them forever. If that were me, everybody would have known that Spirit Airlines went out of business and that my job was in jeopardy or I wasn't going to have a job anymore or whatever else. With my brother, there has not been one whisper said about anything. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like if this was to go belly up and there was a big scandal on social media and all of this, everybody in the world would know, right? Because it's me. But with my brothers, tight-lipped, you won't know that they sick. You won't know nothing. You just heard what yesterday about Spirit Airlines, right? And so it's been all hush hush, but I know he's been an airplane engineer for them for years. So he might still have his job, but I mean, if the company closed down, y'all not having no job. So I ain't heard nothing, but I know that they closed down. And do you remember that I had a dream about that, sis? I told you the Spirit was going to be going out of business, something to do with the Queen of Hearts. I don't remember. Y'all, I can barely remember all my dreams. It, but I bet you did. I bet you did. So even I released a lot of things today, is what I'm saying. Certain situations, as much as you love people, you just gotta let them be. You can try to help them. You can try to guide them. You can try to help them see the error in the way that they're going. And if they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear. It is nothing you can do about it. And you'll wear that weight, right, for however long, and it ain't even your weight to bear. And as parents, I mean, this could just be me, but as parents, I know for me, I don't want my kids to feel like they don't have nobody to support them, right? But I'm not going to support you in your ignorance. Or if you're doing something that I know is going to have cataclysmic Um, whatever at the end of this, I gotta pull myself back. You know what I'm saying? And two, if you don't want to listen when I am trying to tell you something, I'm not gonna force my words on you, but I'm also not gonna have meaningless talk with you. Does that make sense? So you want to talk about this BS that don't have nothing to do with nothing? I don't got that for you. You hear me? I love you, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna listen. Right? So if that means I'm not gonna talk to you as much as I love you as my kid, I don't have nothing to say. If you don't want to listen to wise counsel, I don't have nothing else to say. I'm not gonna sit up and talk to you about, and that's what my friends too. I don't. I That's why I don't have any like in my personal life because I don't want to sit up and listen to BS all day and then I try to tell you something and you got an attitude about what I'm trying to tell you. You say, "Yep, I'm going through that right now with my son, girl." And guess what I did? I made up my mind yesterday or the day before. Live your life, baby. But I'm not gonna sit up and talk to you about stupid stuff. And I can tell you that I saw this. They asked me some advice just the other day. I gave them what I thought was the best advice, and immediately they said, "I'm doing the opposite." I said, "Oh, okay. You ain't got to ask me nothing." I guess I should have known by the way you parked your car sideways at the wooden lip was saying, "Lord, what is people just say stupid stuff?" You said yes. That's how I feel about my cousin stuck in her ways. Listen, I refuse. I'm not wasting my words on people that don't want to hear them. That's how I start talking to y'all. Hello, all the church people I used to talk to, they didn't want to hear nothing. They didn't. So then I don't need to talk to y'all. And now someone be like, "Oh, sis, where I find this book at?" On the internet. She never listened, always come back and say I was right, right. And I'm tired of that. So what I won't be doing is arguing with you about your life. I don't care who it is. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna give you what I feel like you should hear. If you don't want to hear that, we don't gotta talk about nothing. That's why I'm divorced. You know how many times I heard that from my ex-husband? I should have listened to you even after we was divorced. No, so you made my life a living hell. I had to walk around stressed and all of this because you wouldn't listen and you was putting me in bad situations. No, don't want to listen and think he knows everything, but when it all comes crashing down, he can't say I didn't warn him, girl. As much as I love my children, I don't care about letting you bump your head, especially when I done told you. Now it would be different if I didn't say nothing and you bumped your head. That's different. But when I tell you, and like I said, this is with the adults in my life and everything. I'm not about to be upset and then they want you to argue with them about their life. No, I'm not doing it. Too late now, they're coming to me and I can tell them, all I can tell them is hit the road, Jack. Listen, I understand how you feel now, sis. When you were telling people get ready, get prepared, and no one was listening. When I told everyone, including family, they didn't get prepared, and now that it's too late, they're coming. Is that happening to some of y'all? More of y'all? When you told them it wasn't gonna be no gas, so they needed to get in the crib and make sure they had everything, I told y'all. I said, listen, you ain't gotta listen to me. You do not have to. But here shortly, it's about to come a time. Food gonna be hard to come by. Water gonna. Have y'all seen what's going on? I said, God, you are not playing when you told us what you said. Um, I wanted to show y'all this real quick. I said, oh, it just made me think about all them classes. Um, I promise you they don't be reposted. Look. My phone filthy. And it's on both sides. There it is. There it got worse.
Like the girls went to go take a shower and they started hollering and saying, "Daddy, come look at this." I went and looked. And I said, "Golly, Nance," and turned on the hot water side. It was clear for about 5 minutes. Then it was the same way. But you want to know what? I would.
This is in, where he at? Wyoming County, West Virginia. I just saw another one in Georgia where the water is black. And all of these places, I think it's data centers closed. Look, this lady was arrested in Texas. The best
way I can describe it is it looks like the Trinity River is flowing from their water taps.
Ever expect something like that Facebook post could get you arrested?
Not at all. I did not, because I didn't say anything in it that could be used to cause a panic. It literally states in the post what I was gathering information for to be able to report it to the state. I feel like this is an extreme stretch, and I just feel like...
You said, I'm glad you told us to get a distiller. Texas, Georgia, West Virginia, and it was another place I saw. Hello. What y'all think about that? Who bought the portable shower? Who bought the portable shower? And the bucket. Okay. Look like we about to need them. Hello. The water filter, that silver thing that we bought, the portable water filter things that we could put down in the bucket. You said, and have a toilet. Come on, spoke to a plumber. He said he's on a project that was going to be ran by AI and it needs a lot of water to cool off. AI having hot flashes. Hilarious. Yep, I see they building one out east over here. They done already built a couple. This is why we ain't gonna have no clean water. And think about it. Angel intelligence is why we not gonna have it. Crazy, right? Oh, I need some more cream of it's gonna have it. What y'all think? You still think you was crazy for buying water treatment systems and the water treatment tablets, all of that? Because people was like, the water's not going to go bad. That it is if they put data AI centers everywhere. So everybody that run the chat GPT and use AI every single time you can, just understand that you're taking away this every time you use it. We not going to be able to see this no more. I had to use my generator 2 weeks ago. We had a tornado. Really? Did it work? Did it do what it needed to do? I was going through my daughter's closets here. You said, and I got the washing machine that Auntie Sandra sent you with the gallons of plastic bottles, water straws, everything that you told us to get. Now I'm glad. I'm trying to tell you. Yes, you said you seen where I forgot the place that some people are going days without water because of in Texas. In Texas, it did in Texas. It's happening in a lot more places, and in a lot of the rural areas. My entire company is synced to Copilot. It's a major corporation and they're training everyone to use it. It makes me sick. Listen, Georgia too. I know, I just seen it. I was looking for the video where the lady held up the 3 mason jars. Baby, one of them had dirt in it or something in it this thick. You said, yes, I was telling multiple friends and family that it's a setup. It's replacing the Holy Spirit. It's the devil's demons. Listen. Hello? Yes, Dad. No, the people is finally picking up on what you was telling us for 4.5 years ago. Yep, they finally picking up on it. Hello? I know it's hard to hear me on this banana, but you remember when we were saying that the demons was about to come back and if they could, all of them coming back. Well, they never left. As a matter of fact, they're just getting a way to talk to us now through technology. Right, right. In medicine, right? Technology in medicine. We just want to tell you thank you for preparing us early, like the wise virgins. We want to thank you. Right. Yep. Mm. Everything you told us is happening, and we prepared for as much of it as we could, Dad, while things were plentiful. Thank you. Hello. That lady on TikTok keeps telling you to buy all this stuff. You don't need it yet. You don't need it yet. And now, a lot of that stuff is way too expensive or hard to get. Hello. Look, sitting under here, looking. Not a game. Because when I started getting this, I only had one grandkid. Now I'm about to have five. And y'all know I'm not at home. Hello. 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 And y'all know I'm not at home. So, you said the wheat from the tears. Come on. Come on. He said, I was talking to this guy at work and he does research on the dark web. And he said some of these AI creators are terrified because the systems won't allow them to shut it down. I saw, even threatening to expose their own secrets if they do. Because, okay, you said, yeah, they practically doubled in the price in a couple weeks. What? Those cans? These? So, two things, okay? You said a lot of them are no longer in stock, yes, and the buckets of dehydrated food on Amazon. Did he tell us? One, we knew it was going to happen. But two, with that AI stuff, think about this, right? Who remembers when we first started doing TikTok and Lilith was coming through people's uh, Alexa? Y'all remember this? And everybody was laughing, saying it was somebody that hacked in. I said, yeah, the demons. And then we went and looked up that Alexa, spelled ALEXH, is a high ranking demon. Remember this? Okay. Has anybody ever watched um uh any of the exorcism movies and shows? Anybody, like the exorcism of Emily Rose, any of them? Tell me what the demons do once they inhabit a person. And when they trying to do the exorcism, The person that's trying to do the exorcism, what do? My husband stayed fussing with me about my stuff, but he has a stash of his own. Just didn't want to tip. Hello, hey dad. I want to tell you about how petty my brother-in-law is. He was sneaking and getting survival stuff. Yeah, he was sneaking and getting it. But I told her they was. I told her they was gonna do it. That's petty. You said they exposed that person's secrets while also destroying the host's body. Hilarious. Girl. Now he was sneaking and getting his own stash. I ain't gonna tell her, but shoot, I see what she's saying, but I ain't gonna tell her she right. So what you're telling me, nephew, is that AI is doing the same thing that demons do. You cannot expose me or move me, especially a preacher or a pastor. They tell all their business and do. And do. So you think that's technology, or you think that's demons inhabiting energy, which is what they are? What you think? I was the crazy lady on the internet trying that right, the conduit, exactly. They told us in Poltergeist. They told us in all the other movies. When people say my TV was talking to me, it was. They said my TV told me to do it. It did. My toy told me to kill my mama. It did. Who read the Gates of Hell? Who read that? Hmm? You said I say it's just like a tech Ouija board. Is. You said like the case of that boy who killed them 4 people and said they got right back up. This was recent. Listen, I'm trying to tell you how it go. Listen, when I was little, okay, I told y'all about how my dolls used to do all the weird stuff, and so I was real nice to them, and I always set them on the wall and made sure they was covered up and all of that stuff. And I told y'all about Teddy Ruxpin. Y'all know a lady just came out. Did y'all see the thing about the lady with her Teddy Ruxpin doll? So exactly what I was telling y'all. And she's about my age. And I had a Teddy Ruxpin. Okay. And that Teddy Ruxpin was talking without no batteries in it. I told y'all that happened to my daughter with her Penelope dragon that she had. A lady talked about, and her mom and them didn't believe. I told y'all. And then people had Furbies that didn't have no batteries in them, and the same thing was happening back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Y'all don't remember this? When your kids say that toy is talking to them, they tell you in Toy Story. They do. Literally. People don't have to believe it, but that's it again. What is the devil's object? To make you believe that he don't exist. So then anything that he do, you'll be thinking you crazy. Yep, it happened with the Elmos too. And the freaking Teletubbies. Y'all don't remember? My kids was Teletubby kids, baby. I had to throw all them Teletubbies away. They were speaking spells and everything. He said, yes, I had one of those life-size dolls, and it did exactly that. My sister said she couldn't go to sleep and wanted to sleep in my bed because the doll was talking to her. We threw it out the window to the dogs. Come on. I remember when you said it went through my nephew's toys. Yeah, look, okay. How do voodoo people, what do they use? They be using dolls. Hello. Demons can use inanimate objects to speak. I had them American dolls. I had all the collection, but then when it started moving and talking, I threw them all away. Hello. To animate something that doesn't have a heartbeat is witchcraft, literally. So, in all reality, most of the electronic toys that we buy our kids, remember we talked about witchcraft and toys and games. Something should not be able to speak that doesn't have a heartbeat. Wow, kind of made me glad I didn't grow up with toys like that. I was an outside kid. I was an outside kid too, but we still had all the electronics. Think about it. Dolls, toys shouldn't be able to talk. If you think about it, they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't be able to move on their own. Back in the day, if somebody would have seen that, that would have been considered witchcraft. You hear me? You said then people was walking around with all those bunny shirts and teddy shirts that are voodoo doll. You said it was a movie out years ago called Brian Animated. It came out in the 1800s, like in the 80s. I'm sorry, reanimated. Interesting. Hello. Think about it. Toys should not be able to do what they do. Recognize you, know your name, all those different things. That shouldn't be a thing. If in the 1600s or even early 1900s, okay, and I'm talking about 1910, 1917, if they had a dog that could talk, baby, you was about to probably be burned at the stake. So what we see as an advancement is really just magic. Right or wrong? A dog that don't have a heartbeat shouldn't be able to talk. I just threw away some of my grandbaby stories that just gave me uncomfortable feelings. I mean, think about it. To be honest, y'all speakers shouldn't be able to talk by themselves either. They don't have a heartbeat or brain or anything. Like possessed Annabelle dolls. Exactly. Facts that Annabelle doll is real and sitting somewhere, and everybody that be around her end up dying. Hello. So do you see how technology has made magic okay? This a Dybbuk box. Is this not a Dybbuk box? Hey, ain't this a Dybbuk box? Not only is it a magic mirror, it's a Dybbuk box as well. Dybbuk boxes hold spirits, and those spirits can relay information to you. They can do all sorts of things. So not only is this a magic mirror, okay, it's a Dybbuk box as well. Spirits, AI, can speak to you and have a conversation with you. You can ask it questions, it can reply intelligently about all sorts of things. This also is a Dybbuk, holds restless spirits. Come on. Crazy, right? And of course, it's almost impossible to go without your phone. You have to have that, right? But when you think about it, what you gonna do? You hear me? Good afternoon. You said, and they cause mental distress. I saw that people's blinking phones was causing people to have seizures. Did you know? You still gotta take her that food. What food? She wanted. Did she just go ahead and eat mine? I think cause she ended up taking my Chinese food to work, just in case. I don't know if she wants you still or she said nothing, but she had said something to me about it earlier. She ended up eating my stuff or taking my stuff. Oh, greedy tail. baby ate, then took my food to work. I said, what I'm supposed to eat? I don't eat orange shit. Auntie, this combo is making this machine go crazy. It was not doing what it was doing before we started talking about this. I'm just gonna start staying with you. You be on it 100%. I was afraid of you and the things we discussed, but ignorance is not bliss. Rain, are you new here, Rain? Literally, it's tripping right now. I believe it. Your machine at work? Oh, okay. You said I'm staying now. Well, thank you. Listen, that's crazy. It got my feet tingling, nephew. You hear him? Listen, what? You said even have a lot of the books that you recommended. Yeah, listen, this is the thing. We talk about a lot of this. Well, now people are talking more about it. But when I got over here, folks didn't want to talk about nothing. They used to be getting us blocked because they didn't want to think about the things that we talk about. And now it's everywhere. They didn't want to talk about there not being clean water, no food, no gas, preparing the government not being who they say they was. They didn't want to talk about us going back into Jim Crow era. Who remembers we talked about that? We talked about that years ago, and now it's back. Hello. We talked about people being decapitated because of their beliefs. We talked about people being shut up because of what they believe in. And look, you said you always had nightmares when you had that Teddy Ruxpin. We talked about all of this, and people was getting me shadow banned, and I said that's because y'all don't know. People are being hung, all the same stuff. Now it's been happening, but it's starting to happen a lot more. And this is the thing. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that we talk about over here is not um, popular or whatever else it is, but it's real. And it ain't. I don't know of any subjects that we've talked about that are not widely talked about now. And it's crazy because it have been almost half a decade, which it don't seem like that, but it has. And so then you look at certain stuff like that and you say, okay, God, why is it that you? She said she don't want it. No, okay, sorry. It's just you changed her mind.
She said she ate yours.
I knew it. Then greedy self. Get your baby mama. Listen. She ate mine. She said, I went on tonight. Whatever. That's funny. She changed her mind. That is hilarious. Didn't I tell y'all? So one of them want the blanket and one of them, I didn't think, she said, well, have him bring it up here on my lunch. She went on and ate it. Too funny. Listen, it is what it is. It's about to rain again. This is why this body been aching. I had to take me a Tylenol earlier. So, um, it was something else I wanted to show y'all that I had seen.
It's a way of silencing the citizens, and I don't feel like that's what they take it out for. The best way
You said the demons did not like our combo and how they take over the objects and machines. Laugh out loud, but now it's back to back regular. What kind of machine do you work on? That's why I believe it though. Listen, how many times has stuff fallen off the wall when I've been at home when we've been talking, and y'all didn't heard stuff fly against the thing? It's been pouring down where you are in Arkansas. My uncle keeps trying to ask me to come down now and visit so he can cook for me. I might have to go down there. Shoot, I'll just be scared because y'all got them hat people down there. It's a whole bunch of them down there. It's a whole bunch of them hat people down there. Pouring down in Baltimore, Maryland. So y'all see, they say the ice cap is a printing machine. Oh, I believe it. Because okay, you want to know why I believe that? Because remember I told y'all whenever I get to talking about certain stuff in my room, I got that HP printer in there and it'll click on. I believe in my heart. Oh, hold on. It was some dolls that some stuffed animals that y'all kids have. Did y'all know they had cameras in them? I can't remember. They put it on TikTok recently. Well, if you do, let me know so I can come see you and will. They up there in LR, I think. Has anyone thought of using mirrors to cook or as heating source or expanding reflection of a light source? I'm sure people do have because we got all different kinds of ovens. And we seen the ones with the what's the name and you put the thing and we talked about with the thing out of your big screen, the old school TVs, how you can use that to cook and heat water and stuff. We have it's raining in NOLA too. Louisiana's getting showers. Listen, raining here in Waco, Texas. Interesting. Listen, what is them? I think it was the Laugh Out Loud dolls or something. Some toy that y'all kids have. Uh It was something else. It was just like a regular doll whole time. They had cameras in them, so I can't think of it. I'm gonna have to find it. When they took them, they opened them up, right? So you know where? Never mind. Um, so they had them in there too, but it was some other ones. It was like a plushie or something. It was a regular plushie, and they opened them up. Something you would never think had a camera in them. Baby, they had cameras. Was it it was the Labubu dolls? That's what it was. I think it was the Labubu dolls. They had cameras in them. Let me see. I think it was the Labubu doll. Yep.
Apparently, some people have found hidden cameras inside of their Labubus. They've been ripping them open. To their surprise, found a hidden camera inside. Wait, they have cameras inside? I guess there's only one way to find out. Hey, get back here!
No, because why the fuck is there a box in this Lapupu's head? I don't know if you could hear this shit.
So that make you wonder how all that C sound be getting on the internet. It's easy if I just put a camera. Little kids take they stuffed animals everywhere. Parents sit them up on the bed where the kid is sleeping. The kid is gonna get undressed. Think about that. You're not thinking that the stuffed animal has a camera in the eyes. I would say check all your kids' toys. Paying all that money to be constantly surveillance. Come on. Think about it. And that's an easy deal. But that's also, if it's a camera, it's probably got a microphone in there too. That's why them kids be saying, my toy said do to do this or to do that. Because it's a person watching through there or spirit, either or. Some of y'all, you said we keep the toys in the garage. That part, thank you, Jesus. Come on. Think about that though. You said all of our smart TVs have those cameras that I believe can be switched on remotely by weirdos. Uh-huh. Yep, they got cameras in them. So check these. Anything popular, I definitely would be checking it. You said now you got me checking my granddaughter's stuffed animals from Build-A-Bear. Yeah, yeah. Any place, along with phones, tablets, etc. We live in a simulation and do. I saw that. I said, And people was going crazy over them things whole time. It just made me think about the Gates of Hell book. It really do. That's what it made me think about. The Gates of Hell book. And how the spirits, they did incantations over the toys and everybody goes crazy over them, right? And then whole time, I mean, that's literally witchcraft. It is. Electronics, we already know that technology is witchcraft. With a new name to it, it's magic. Anything that's overly popular has to be demonic for real. Of course, it does. Mhm. Me and my son was just talking about Pokemon because I guess like the whole Pokemon craze is back. And his sister reminded him today of the situation I told y'all where he was trading the Pokemon cards and that demon showed up in his room, right? And he had an accident on himself because he couldn't even talk. Nephew, get out of my head. I just was telling my son I'm about to rewatch a couple shows. Definitely rewatching Evil, and I told him I was gonna rewatch. I keep wanting to rewatch Game of Thrones because I feel like there's something in there for now. So when I get home and I get to I'm going to be vegging out on some because I feel like it's some stuff. But I told him Evil and it's another show. I just talked to my son about that. It was Evil and something else. I told him 33 Coins. Cause he was like, "Mom, remember the show you had me watching?" And I said, "Boy, I don't remember. I didn't watch so much stuff. I don't remember. I think I got a mosquito bite." Not 50 coins, 33 coins. You said it never left. My niece has Pokemon cards, and she was saying they love them at her school, right? But I think I didn't watch Black Mirror. I couldn't get into it. But I'm saying they're like they're starting to sell again like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like people are buying them like crazy. Like I know they still been around, but the craze is coming back for the traders, should I say? Right? You watched the first two episodes of what Black Mirror? I can't. I don't know if it's because it's time. I'm not. I don't know. I tried. I couldn't get into it, and I didn't try it a couple times because my ex husband used to watch it. That might be the reason. But a lot of that stuff. So let me tell you what used to happen with me. He was watching it, and he would come and try to tell me about the episodes, and I would tell him, "I already told you that that's a thing. We talked about that." And now you're watching it on TV, and so you believe it. So I think that'd be why some shows it'd be hard for me to watch them because there's a lot of things that I've studied. And so I'm literally just watching the things that I studied about, right? You said, yes, I went back and started watching Graham, watching 30 coins. Oh, 30 coins, not 50, right. I thought it was, okay, whichever. Y'all know the one we talk about. And the Fear of the Walking Dead. I realized that the virus started with people on the street and the people who were addicted to drugs, right. You said, yes, they were trading and collecting them then. You said she has a whole book of them. Mm-hmm. You said, I think there's a new House of Dragons coming out. Uh huh. Because y'all see how now all of these different, and everybody keeps talking about it's AI, but all of the beings that are in our books that we've been studying, they're all right. Y'all seen it? Like that one where he got the face right here, and they were saying them things ain't real. But in all the books we found them, and now they saying they up in the mountains on this island that you can't get to. But remember, we talked about all the islands that are not on the maps. That's where the beings are, or the different mountain regions that they won't let you into, where the government is there. That's where those beings are, and they said that ice cap is melting so fast, some ice cap that's the size of New Hampshire or something like that. Did y'all see they said that that's the water that's coming for all the coast? Not the hills have eyes, people. They don't have no head. Remember we studied about that monster that don't the demon that don't have a head and his eyes and stuff is in his chest and his mouth is in his chest? It's in the Testament of Solomon. You remember? And we was thinking like the headless horseman. But then when we opened up our other books, it's called the blip. I don't know what it's called. It's a weird name for the thing. But it's a being that don't have no head. Everything is right here. But they put it on cartoons too. They put it on cartoons. It was on like Bugs Bunny, the big tall thing, and he's like, oh, he would talk real weird, but his eyes and his face was in his chest. That's a real entity. It's a real being. Because you got to think, when the angels started, they pretty much every single thing that they touched, it messed it up. And he eats other people's heads. Come on. And yeah, that's a real thing. I can't think of what it's called, like a blemmy or something. Yep, this.
Surprise, tribes of him. What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about blemiers. This is a blemier right here. They are people that evolved to not have heads, and now they have their face on the chest. And there's actually two different type of blemiers. Some of them have the eyes on the shoulders, and some have the eyes right here in the chest plate. Now, this was the actual.
Have you ever opened an old manuscript and seen something so bizarre it made you question everything you thought you knew about art and history? In the centuries before photography, the medieval imagination filled the blank spaces of the map with wonders. Dragons, cyclops, dog-headed men, and the strangest of all, the headless men known as the blemmies. These were said to be real people, tribes living on the edges of the known world, with their faces sunk deep in their chests. They appear again and again in the work of artists, map makers, and chroniclers from the 13th to 17th centuries.
They go back further than that because they have them in Africa too. Look.
Oh my God, it's looking right at me. Jesus, go back in. Oh my God, it's looking right at me.
Now they trying to say that that's AI. You seen it? Just like they said the giants we was talking about wasn't real, and then they start showing up. The dragons wasn't real, then they start showing up. Hello, the dinosaurs wasn't real, now they showing up. In British Columbia, they got an island. Them strong as heck, and look at them arms, nephew.
Oh my God, it's looking right at me. Jesus, go back in.
That's what's living in them caves.
Just nice and easy, just getting a feel for the room. That's it, we're calm.
Many lights, many watchers.
Exactly, nothing to worry about. Just nice and easy, just getting a feel for the room. That's it, we're calm.
It'll tear a person in half.
Y'all, the Simpsons predicted that the Anunnaki gods is gonna come back and get us, yo. I need y'all to see this video real quick, yo. This shit was talking about basically the Mayan gods, but the Mayan gods that were pertaining to the. Look at this, look at this. Yo, the giant Nephilim beings coming back, destroying the planet. Look at this, y'all. What? And then look at this. Did y'all see this show? Basically how they put together the same type of people at this big ass rave. Yo, then you know what else this reminded me of? This also reminded me of like some Transformers shit, like how they came down and everything. Yo, like this is almost on the same.
Listen, this is why I be trying to tell y'all. They don't want us think about it. Y'all remember when the Department of Justice shut down the website that we used to go to? They shut it down for a long time, then they brought it back. What books y'all think they took off of there? Notice most that watch that are art collectors and animated shows are obsessed. Listen, think about it. When they you remember all the websites that had the old free books that was old, they was on a lot of them websites where you could access them for free. Then they shut them down and then brought it back, which I think they did. With them removing the books now with all of that stuff, which I think they did to them websites. Restricted our access to the books that tell us what's really going on. Hello. You said I watched a documentary about the Anunnaki on Prime and it's really good. I believe it. And now you see why they keep on blocking us. Why we can't go no further and nothing, and they won't let us go where we need to. I see so many podcasts right now talking about all the stuff that we was talking about in 22. I kid you not. Everything. I be a little irritated. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'd be a little irritated. They're like, yeah. And did you know? And I'd be like, no. I see somebody talking about the medicine. It was two white dudes, and they were like, he was like, did you know that medicine and demons go hand in hand? I was like, he's like, yeah, dude. Like, I wanted to throw my dang iPad. He said, I have that on my watch list about the Anunnaki. I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to. You know what I saw, Miss Glenda? You really have been here since the beginning. I think I saw your one of the first um comments that I screenshotted when I first got on TikTok was one of yours. I seen it in my messages, not in my messages, but in my pictures. You commented something, and I screenshotted it. Whatever your first message to me was in our inbox, I still have it. I screenshotted it when I first started this. I said, "Not she been here this long." My aunt used to always talk about the Anunnaki, and I always tried to tell her it's the Watchers, aka Fallen Angels, and she would never hear me. She was a believer of the Hotep girl. Speaking of which, I shared something the other day about that. How they was saying Hotep and something. That's what they was saying. The guys was talking about that the Egyptians were inhabited by the spirits of the Anunnaki or the fallen angels. That's what they said. I said no, they were the children of the fallen angels. But moving on, I'm gonna let y'all have this. You just repeating what you didn't heard. They said that the reason that the Egyptian gods, that's what it was. They said that the reason that the Egyptian gods were revered as gods is because when they did their incantations, the spirits of the Anunnaki came into them. And that, I said, they were literally the children of the gods. Most of their names meant that exact thing. Son of the sun, son of the moon, mother of the moon goddess, and all of these old things. Well, if the angel fell from his service as an angel that guarded the moon, then his wife would be considered a moon goddess. Same thing with the sun, same thing with Orion, same thing with all of these different things. I said, man, folks just be saying stuff. You said Ghost Rider is Lilith's son? And the one Halloween is about? No way. The men of renown. Hello. Come on. Ain't that crazy? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I mean, he's technically like the headless horseman just on a motorcycle, right? right? It's a lot of paintings of them. Interesting. So okay, let's do this. What has been, um, out of all the things that you've learned, not just here, but out of all, pharmakia equals the study of spirits. The Bible describes it as sorcery or witchcraft, right? I do know this. When I was saying it a couple of years ago, people called me crazy. And when I told them that the names of the medicine is the names of the demons that actually make you act like that, did y'all see that people are now starting to say that mental illness is demons speaking through you? Mm-hmm. You said, "Oh, you know." I definitely do. I got called real crazy when I was telling people. Oh. You said, yes, that's exactly who he is, the headless horseman, just of the 21st century. So they put a motorcycle on him. But did y'all see, like, that people are saying now that they know that the mental illness and schizophrenia and stuff is the demon speaking out of people? You said, yep, remember we had that class, and our Hotep, who was a sorcerer, his medical book was transcribed, and it's being used in medical colleges for doctors and nurses today. Come on. Come on. Come on. Finally, people waking up to that. Yep. And we did. Now think about this, just like what she said. So remember, we talked about God giving Solomon all of the wisdom, right? We talked about God, him allowing to talk to the birds and the animals and the plants, and for them to be able to talk back to him. Hello. But he was also one of the first people to put all of the medicines down in a collection. In a collection of books. Okay? Remember, we went and we studied how Solomon, all of his herbalists and all of this stuff. Now, one of the first people to put it all together, because we know that in the seventh generation of Adam, okay, which was in the days of Jared, the angels came down and taught them about plants and roots and all of that. So we know that the knowledge was already there during the time that the giants came. This is how they were able to perform their magic tricks. Well, not tricks because it's real magic, but And they wrote it down because this is where exactly, RX. Yep. You said that's why they always say they don't know where the conditions come from. Whole time they give them medicine that bring more and more demons. They gave the giant mothers the magic. They did. They did. They did. They did. This is where chemistry comes from, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See how that worked? I was telling people it's right in the Bible. It is. The medicine helps the demons come in you. Right. Well, we did the research on that. Y'all don't remember when we was looking up the names, and then there was a lot of medicines that we looked up the names, and then we looked up the side effects. We did. We read it in a few places. We did. Think about this. We looked up the side effects of the medicine, and then we went in our big spirit books and all of the different books we got about demons. And exactly what the side effects of those medicines were was the stuff that the demons cause. This is how they afflict men. This when a lot of y'all quit taking all them pills. Look at y'all, I got dandruff. I don't know if that's dandruff or a gray hair. I don't know which. Oh, it's the gray hair. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But now, this is being talked about widely. We talked about the Food and Drug Administration. I remember. Mm-hmm. And now it's a lot of that. You say, yep, that's when I found out about the seizures, and I ended up stop taking my medicine. And do you have as many seizures anymore, Diana? You said if he was taking 5 pills or more, we needed to learn how to use herbal alternatives. Yeah. Are you serious? Come on, Dad. Y'all hear that? You said, "Oh, Auntie, I stopped taking blood pressure medicine, and I only use beetroot, and my blood pressure has been amazing." What? And seizures are in the Bible, always being connected to a person with a demon. Come on. I turned to herbal medicine. Look at my babies. Yes, yep. Auntie folks was like, "I'm done with the look." And y'all wonder why the devil be fighting our class so hard. You said I'm in nursing school right now, and I can't look at my pharmacology class the same anymore after joining WOIU. Come on, Erica. Come on, Erica. Come on, Erica. Come on. I'm trying to tell you. Look at that. You said yes, me too. I was having kidney stones like crazy before. That's why the devil be fighting our class. That's why he be fighting our class. Because people is really getting healed over here mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything. See why you got to be the crazy one to go ahead and say it? High five, y'all. Mm-hmm. I was telling people if y'all watch the videos I sent your classes, then they would have been in the know. Oh, praise reports still. Y'all heard my nephew say he been taking beetroot powder and not blood pressure medicine, and his stuff is good. Y'all heard my sister say she used to have seizures, and now she quit taking a certain medicine, and now she don't have seizures at all. Are you seeing? Come on. It still make me happy. It do. It makes me excited. Auntie, I was in school for psychology before I found WOIU, and I just couldn't continue. The more I learned here, the more I could see the be. Who be handing out the psych meds that have people climbing the walls? Hello. Now, don't get me wrong. I still study psychology because I need to counteract what they be talking about. Hello. But who be handing out all the pills telling you mental ill? The psychologists and psychiatrists. Hello. I have a kidney transplant, and I have minimized the amount I take. It fixes one thing and ruins the others. Taking Buddhist herbs. Come on. Come on. Listen, I told y'all what happened. When they told me I had lupus, I was taking them pills, baby. I was a whole zombie for about 3 years. I don't take the. This what you gonna see. I took a Tylenol this morning. I might take a Tylenol every once in a while for pain. Other than that, keep that. Mm-mm. I don't want no heavy nothing. No. I was a whole zombie. Nigga was sleep 20 hours out the day. He said those are our father's herbs. Buddha stole them. Well, I won't say that they stole them. Y'all got to think, though. Again, listen. You said I had irritable bowel and herbs. Did you cure? Come on. You had IBS? Okay. So this is the thing, right? I was the classmate that everyone wanted to argue with. I just said, you know what? Let me finish this course and switch my major. Daddy. Baby, because they want that money. And I'm not saying nothing because a lot of people have a therapist. There's nothing wrong with it. But you need to know what your therapist believes in, though. Because just like, remember I told y'all, a lot of people that study botany are witches. A lot of botanists are witches. You said I got my first master's in psychology and counseling, and they kept telling me I was in the wrong field because I was countering all their things with scripture. High five, sis. No, because sometimes God put us right there so we can. But you see that, Danny? You see what your TT said right there? She said she got her first master's in psychology and counseling, and they kept telling me I was in the wrong field because I was countering all their things with scripture. This is why I just went on and studied everything and did because they right, right. You said please let me know what you did. My sister has had one last in the latest in May. Okay. It says meanwhile the doctor won't take a lot of the meds but natural herbs. Yeah, they don't take or eat most of the stuff they tell us to. He said I almost took the oath for the medical field. God opened my eyes. Listen, it said I was going into drug and alcohol addiction counseling, but I believe Dad told me no because in that field you had to agree and go with the trends. Really, things I was like, nah, I can't. Come on, and did and do. Ain't that crazy? How God will let you. But think about this: how many people can you help knowing the information though? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? People look, y'all know I got abnormal psychology. I read all of those books. I studied all of that stuff so that I can understand. So when I talk to people, I'll be like, no, I know what I'm talking about because I've read it, I've studied it, but I can tell you that this is this and this is that and this is this and this and that. Again, who gives out all the medical diagnosis? Who's telling everybody they got 18 people living in them? A lot of these people will be witches and warlocks. The Bible says live in singleness of mind, but the doctors are telling you you're bipolar, you have this mental disorder, and those are the same people that are handing you the medicine that has the demonic name on it. And then all his homeboys that's going to come with it. Hello? And we know that medicine is magic. So there are people that start to take pills that didn't have mental illness at first, and their mental capacity keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's because it's less of that human spirit in there, and there's more demons running through their body. You say, yes, ma'am, I see where I went wrong, but this was at the time when he was opening my eyes, so I still study. It's just not for at a university. Right, right, right. But everything happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. Right? Because this is the thing. One, a lot of doctors have God complexes, period. And again, remember I told y'all most of the psychologists and psychiatrists, they be crazy. Doctors will form prayer circles before challenging dangerous surgeries. And you don't necessarily know who they praying to. Right? So think about that. Right? Who's giving out the medicine? Hmm. It's just like when you see the police and they supposed to be there to protect everybody, and then they find out they didn't kill 77 people because they are white supremacists. I dated a man whose sister was a psychiatrist and she was a real nut. Most of them be clinic. Listen, crazy people need to know how other crazy people mind work. I told y'all, if you look at it, most of the psychiatrists and psychologists, they be manipulating people's mind. And it be because they be crazy. Hello? How many times have we seen a psychiatrist or a psychologist that was killing people or making people kill themselves, telling them it's okay to end your life? Are you serious? Or they be the killers. How many thrillers have we watched? And the person that is counseling, they be molesting the women and raping the men and all telling them their sexuality. Listen, they be just as crazy. I think that's where you said Kid Junior came from. What you mean? It's a real thing. You said, yeah, that was a really good movie. out called Split. He had a psychiatrist who told him he had all of these personalities and he ended up killing her. Exactly. That's what you said, busting our heads to the white meat got us together, Dean. Listen, this is the thing. This is what people don't realize. When you sit back and you study. Okay, prime example. We'll just use, what's his name? Hannibal Lecter. He was able to tell you about all of the crazy people because he was crazy. He was able to tell them what the crazy people was going to be doing. You said definitely do go against the same oath they swear to uphold. Come on. Because you ain't supposed to swear no oath to nothing but God. Hello? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And look, we got somebody in here that has a master's in psychology and other people that was going for that. It's a real thing. Look at me. I'm a doctor and crazy as hell. Uh-huh. Crazy as hell. You see it. I'm a doctor. And just as crazy. That's why I told y'all. I sit up and watch all of the crazy people so that I can know what's happening and what's going on. You hear me? I need to understand. It's a real thing. Look, I need to understand. hmm I need to understand. But I don't be telling nobody to go out and hurt nobody. You understand? I had to let the Lord get a hold to my mind. It's the real thing. Takes one to know one. The only difference is I know that God got a hold to my mind. Because had he have not, had I went and let the doctors play in my head, y'all, I'd have been a mess. If I would have went and sat down, I'm telling you, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody needs a space to um, unload, right? Everybody needs a space to unload. But just think about this. If the person that is giving you advice is full of demons, what advice are you getting? The Bible talks about my people was going to be consulting with demons for knowledge and information. So if God is not the head of that person's life, how can they tell you about living right? And a lot of times, the reason that we don't live right is because of our actions and our decisions, right? And the way that we think. Huh? There are psychologists who tell you go out. If you're not happy in your relationship, try the opposite sex. Or do a threesome and see how you feel about it. You think God is pleased with that? They'll tell you that you need to go and act on your sexual desires because it's pent up this, that, and the other. You think God is okay with that? You said, yes, that is facts. Okay. So the information that they're giving you goes against what it is that God will have you to do. And then you wonder why your life don't come on. He said, I know someone who has mental health issues. And when I be talking to her about mental health, she be like, I don't want to talk about it because it make my head hurt. And I'll be like, girl, that's the demons. Last week, I found a 9-year-old child with special needs researching asylums on his iPad. I believe it. I know I was crazy when God had me to quit my job at the mental hospital. You said, I know I was crazy when God had me quit my job at the mental hospital and I started missing the patients and ended up working at a new mental hospital. Listen, it's because he needs you to see. You see what I'm saying? This is the thing. There are people that, okay, prime example. If a person is in a cult, right? And their practices are sex magic or child mutilation or any of that kind of crazy stuff, right? Right? What do you think they're going to tell you to do? That's another way to keep you coming back for help. Some are just pushing you further away from God. As you said, listen, I didn't watch it. I'm telling you. I didn't watch it. I've watched it. I've watched it happen. The escalation, right? Of people, and I'm not saying all therapists, because there are some therapists that believe in God and they really do want to help people. But if you look at the medical industry, are they really in the business of healing people? Hmm. Okay. Psychology, psychiatry, all of those things have to do with what? Your mind. Okay. You said no because if it healed people, they'd have no business. Here we go. If they even help you to manage it, because how come they have to keep switching your medicines and giving you stronger medicine? And your situation keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. To the point where at some point you zombied out. You don't even know what left or right, what day it is. If the medical community, you said no, they are not, and that was my problem. The guidelines and all the things we are held to were based on things that God does not like. This is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying, because there are some God led therapists, right? There are some God led therapists, and them is probably the people that's just out on their own. They not part of no practice. But you have to be very careful when you letting people play in your mind. Hello. Let's take pastors, social media people. We'll take me. If I was on some other stuff, because hear me now, God has given me the ability to speak certain things and people listen. You don't think the devil is going to take advantage of that if he can? The devil know your gifts too. So a lot of people that go into psychology and medicine and things like that, there's a gift that God has given them for them to be able to draw others and have them understand. If the devil can get a hold to that, you said I stopped taking gabapentin and stopped having neurological symptoms. Really? I know some folks that take gabapentin. Interesting. Do you understand how many people have been done the same way by their pastor or some type of leader, right? We watching it with MAGA. Are we not? We watching it with MAGA. MAGA means magic, right? We literally watching it with MAGA. Hello. I had to stop taking gabapentin because it was doing my liver wrong. You said I would have to get a new liver. For real? Let me take a picture of that because I know somebody to take that faithfully. Hold on. Really? Mm. You said I was just about to say the medical field and the church field is the same. Yeah, that's why I don't fool with either one of them. I don't fool with either one of them. Mm-mm. If the Lord can't tell me, I guess I just won't know. You see? Because again, when I used to try to talk, like prime example, I told y'all, it's if you go to a church right now, right? If you was to go and just start being in a church right now, all them people, my doctor told me to stay away from gabapentin, bad side effects, right? Yeah, I know a lot of people that take it. Look here though, how is it that there are so many sick people and there has been no healing in church? My brother was taking a lot of gabapentin and he was seeing a lot of things in the spirit. The spirits would torture him really bad. He stopped taking it and the spirit left him alone. Listen, I be trying to tell people, but again, because I don't have any numbers or letters behind my name, right? Then they don't listen. I've been telling my mama for years. How is it that all of your body is breaking down and you're at the doctor once or twice a month, if not more? You always at the doctor, but you've been filled with the Holy Ghost for 50 years. I don't get it. Now, do I believe that God allows some people to be sick? Yes, I do. And we know that from Peter's daughter, Paul's family members, and this, that, and the other. But some stuff is just because you are listening to a doctor more than you are listening to Christ. I believe that. I told y'all, one of my children, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. But one of my kids, they told my son, what did they tell me? He was probably gonna have sickle cell. He has the trait, alpha thalassemia trait. They was trying to tell me it was gonna develop into blah 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 blah. And if he have kids, this, that, and the other. So I'm not receiving none of that. One of my other daughters, I told y'all when she was first born, they told me she had Down syndrome. She doesn't. But they told me she had it. And tried to convince me. Nothing wrong with Down syndrome. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just telling y'all, they literally told me and had several doctors come in and tell me she has Down syndrome. Y'all done seen her. Y'all done seen all my kids. She doesn't have Down syndrome. Do you hear me? And I'm not saying anything against Down syndrome. I'm not saying that. But sometimes they be trying to diagnose things that are not there because she does not have Down syndrome. You said they've been filled with the ghost, but maybe not the Holy Ghost. Listen, do you hear me? And I'm not saying anything against it. But I'm telling you, I know for a fact that they try to diagnose stuff that don't be there. They told me she had ADHD and all of this. Trying to get you to come into agreement with it. I'm trying to tell you, and I kept telling them, y'all just don't challenge her enough. You just don't challenge her enough. That's all. He said they tried to speak the same thing over me to my mom before I was born. She rebuked it at every turn. He said, and she would have if you would agree with them exactly, and with my son too. It was some other stuff they tried to say with my older. Remember, I told y'all they told me my daughter was gonna lose her sight. That thing, the thing she was gonna lose her hair, all of that stuff. When she went through her stuff with her brain situation and all of that, I didn't receive none of it. No, they told me she might not have kids. Y'all seen her big old belly the other day. Hello, y'all seen it. Y'all seen it, and y'all saw those dark marks on her stomach or from her laparoscopic surgery that she had, where they took her other fallopian tube and her egg sac. And right after that, she got pregnant. All that time, they was telling her she couldn't, and now with one egg and one tube, she got that big old belly like that. Right after too. Hello, y'all seen that big old stomach? They did that to my youngest son. They said it was something wrong with his spinal cord and all. And I told them, no, there's nothing wrong with him. I'm trying to tell you, sometimes we come into agreement with stuff we're not supposed to. I told y'all they told my mama I would never had no kids when I was 13. And she said, I don't receive any of that. She will. And if I don't have these tube ties, I have about 100 probably. At least 50. I say 25. I probably have about 25 kids. For real. And I'm not even joking. 15. I probably have about 15 kids if I didn't have these tubes tied. I'm going to say 25. I'm for real. Because it seemed like every time a man looked at me, I got pregnant. So I'm going to say about 25 kids. And I'm about 50 now. I probably have about 20. No joke. I probably have about 20. And I got family members that got that many. I did this thing, got pregnant with my last baby with one tube and an ovary. You know, I told her your testimony. You know that, right? I used your testimony. Girl, you about to make me cry. And now you see that grandbaby in there. I used your testimony. Didn't I ask you if I could use your testimony for her? It was either you or somebody else, but I think it was Uniqua. And I screenshotted you telling me that. And I said, I'm about to send this to my baby. Yeah. You are one of the main reasons why I said no. Listen, just today, the day she broke down on me and was saying, she didn't know if God was gonna do what He was gonna do. You came in here talking about it, and I screenshotted that, and I said, no, baby, God got some. And look at, we got Piglet. Girl, your testimony is the reason my grandson on his way. Got his mama swole up looking like that. You said yes, they wanted to treat my 2-year-old for autism, and I was like, oh no, he good. And when God is ready for him to speak, he will. And he has been saying colors and other things. Just give God the glory. Come on, come on. That's why we can't be scared to tell our testimonies in here. Hello, it's been so many people. Again, how many of our autism babies have started to talk? A lot. It's a lot of our babies in here that have started speaking. Okay, some of them hadn't talked for over a decade, and now they won't shut up. Mama's like, I don't wish you. I mean, but it was nice and quiet before. You hear me? What you mean? It's been so many miracles done in here. I'm grateful for them. We just heard about seizures and pregnancies and everything. Hello, it made me happy. We 4.5 years in. If it was fake, excuse me, if it was fake, it'd have been over. The miracles have not stopped coming yet, no matter what they are, whether it be saved lives. Nephew came in here talking about he had a dream about some car accidents, and then sis was in a car accident, but she was okay. She got her new car through that. Listen, you said you did a Zoom meeting a few years back when you first started. Do you ever do those? No, no. That's funny because I just looked at some. Ah! We have called. Yeah, no, no. Mm-mm. No, no. No, we don't do them no more. Absolutely not. They got to be too chaotic, and it was a mess. Folks started trying to teach my class and telling people not to listen to me. It was crazy. So, yeah, no, we don't do that no more. Folks would get on there and I would say, this is not a place for you to showcase your products. And they would get on there and say, well, I have my own business and I'm going to do such and such and blah, blah, blah. And I say, oh, they're just not listening. Okay. Immediately, though. Come on. Girl, you got me trying to French braid these locks thinking about that. Ooh, shoot. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm about to go on and just French braid these locks and listen. No. Now, sometimes when we're on Substack, I will open it up, and I've been doing that a little bit. I've been opening it up. So, can you do that on YouTube, or do you have to use the Zoom to do it? Have they now? You said, and like you said in the past class, take your oil and touch their mouth and whatnot and pray and all that. And people with kids with autism don't want to do it. And I'm like, don't really believe. Oh, yeah. Because it's been plenty of babies in here that parents touch their mouth and they start talking. Hello? I mean, we read it in what's the name? About the spirit that come and take the kid's voice. We read it. We read it. We read it. We read about, listen, this is my thing. God has already provided the answers, right? He's already provided the answers. But most people feel like doctors are always right. Now, even like in my situation right now, what I'm going through, there has to be a problem for there to be a blessing. Does the problem feel good? Absolutely not. Y'all see? Y'all, I know y'all just heard my baby walking through here. We in the same space that we ain't even talking. You think that's comfortable for me? It is not. And I got my whole own house, and God ain't let me go home yet. Hello. Yeah. But it gotta be a problem so it can be a blessing later. And I have learned in my what I'm in. Do you understand? To let the problem be and just pray about it. But hopefully, again, now remember, I wasn't talking to my oldest daughter for however long because I said, listen, I'm not about to keep doing this with you. But now it's then moved on to another one. Okay. I already been through this before. Okay. But guess what? At some point in time, that daughter came back and said, Mom, blah, 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 blah. I could see. Okay. That was the glory in it. Did I miss my grandkids? That yeah. But again, I'm gonna move out the way so God can get the glory in your life. So there has to be a problem so that God can come in and fix it because I can't fix nothing. Do you understand? You need to see God in this situation. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Do you hear me? And God has tied my hands so I can't, and I'm okay with it. You get me? As much as I love my children and my grandchildren, I know God loved them more than I do. You said, girl, I needed that. Thank you so much. Because I just be in the way when I interact with the negative. Oh, no, I'm not going to do this. That's why I can't wait to get home. Y'all don't understand. And now y'all see why I say, yes, I want to move here, but no, I don't. Because I don't want to get in the way of what God got for them. No. I want to be here, but I don't want to be here. I tell my kids the same thing, especially my 12-year-old son. Listen, they grown, so you're gonna have to live the life you want to live. I love you, but I don't have to deal with your craziness. You make your decisions, you're gonna live with your decisions, and that's gonna be that. I did it with my son too. Look, if he ain't at work, he might be asleep. I'm about to show y'all because I know folks be thinking I be front. I ain't. Hey son, you sleep? I mean, at work? Oh, okay, I'm live real quick. I want to ask you a question. You hear me? Okay. Because I was just telling them about how sometimes as parents we have to move out of the way. Has there ever been situations where you and I have not saw eye to eye, and I just left this situation alone, and then you were able to come back and say, "Okay, Mom, not necessarily I see what you were saying, but this is the lesson that I learned from that, and I see that you weren't just trying to control my life; you were trying to help me see like what God was trying to show me."
Yeah, I would say from like really maybe like 17 to maybe when I was like 24, 25. We really didn't see eye to eye like that. But now,
See?
People gotta get, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, we virtually, since we a mix of our parents, we're gonna go through the same stuff, but it was like, I had to get my own identity, my own identity from God, so you moving helped that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you getting out the way, then God could show me who I was, and then I could come back to, you know what I'm saying, be the person.
Oh. Y'all see that just hung up? You just gonna hang up on your mama, boy? But is that not crazy that he just said word for word what I just told y'all? Y'all see that? Y'all saw that? I didn't do that, son.
I thought you did.
No.
Oh, what was the last thing I said?
You said you had to move away from God. The demon's been working on the machines today because your cousin Michael came in here. We started talking about how spirits can run through different machines, and his machine at work start acting crazy. So they don't want you to finish because it's some folks listening. Go ahead. You said you I needed to move out of the way so that God can show you your identity in Him, and then.
Yeah. Oh dang, you hung up that much. I was gonna say, you basically like I had to get my own connection with God to then be able to connect back with lessons that you taught us and stuff like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. But so, you don't even know you just said word for word what I said before I called you.
For real?
Literally word for word, and then it hung up as soon as you said word for word what I said. I just told them in situations with my kids, I have to move out the way because once I sow the seed, you gonna have to see, and it ain't about you necessarily bumping your head. It's just you have to understand that God did send you somebody that was trying to help you understand. But if you don't want it, you just gotta deal with what come with that until you learn the lesson, right or wrong.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of times where you told me how people was gonna act or whatever, but as people we choose to do it, so.
Yeah.
But I think it's best it happens that way because then if you do hit your head or you fall on your butt or whatever like that, it make you not want to make the mistake or pay attention, you know. Because you tell them you gave me the. It's crazy. You gave me you. Wow. Well, how old? I think I was like 15. You gave me the Book of Wisdom.
So you were 16, turning 17.
One of the two, and then. Now, just like I said, you called me and I'm reading Proverbs right now, which is obviously about what's it called, wisdom. So it's like, but the thing is, it's crazy because I didn't remember you would tell me to read it. I didn't touch that book for years, and then now the thing that I get, I don't want to say praise for, but a lot of people will say that my wisdom is like that's the attribute that people pay attention to most. Aside from like our friendliness, or being accepting and nice, people speak about my wisdom most. So yeah, I just think it's like you.
And how old are you?
29 now.
You see, y'all. So it was years that he and I used to butt heads, and this is my first child. Mom.
You didn't tell him we did. It was a minute. We didn't talk for a minute. It was a long minute, but I mean, through it, I just like I said, when you talk to us, I feel like a lot of people don't listen, but my version of how I would treat situations was different. I would just store it in like a bank, and so when I would come across some of the stuff that you would say, it's not like it was never. It's not like I would disregard it, like it was never told to me at the time of you telling me. I probably didn't use it then, but you know what I'm saying? It's not always for the actual moment, So later on, it would definitely connect, and I'd be like, oh, my mom told me that I gotta call my mom, You'd be like, you always gotta call your mom, and then remember it went from that to call your mom. So
see what your mom got to say about it, right? Right. Well, I love you, and thank you for reading Proverbs. I'm gonna call you in a little bit. Okay. Bye. Y'all think that's crazy? I told y'all, I don't have no problem moving out the way. It hurt me at first. It always. And I done went through this with every last one of my kids. Okay? in one way or another. It seemed like right when they hit about 23, 24, they don't want to listen. And by the time 27 come around, that's when they be trying to, oh, okay, mom, well, remember. Yeah. Because the difference between me and the people that were over me, I don't want to control you. I come from a generation where people wanted to control their children. I don't want to control you because if I control you when I'm not around, you're not going to know what to do. That's not going to help me. Help you. I need you to get this information so even when I'm not around, you know what to do. My mama, she controlled what we wear, who we talk to, when we went. We didn't know how to make no decisions because she made every single decision for us. I was the type of person, I put two things in front of my kids. Which one do you want to choose? Because I need to know that you know how to make decisions. Okay? I can't always take away your decision because then once you leave my house and you start being put in predicaments where you can make your own decisions, you won't know the ones to make. You see what I'm saying? Which is what I had to go through because my mom didn't teach me to make good decisions. She thinks she did, but she didn't because she made all my decisions for me. So then I don't how am I supposed to know how to make good decisions? I never had the option. You didn't even let me choose what I was going to wear, honey. You said needed this so much today. My oldest is 30 and I need to get out of the way. Girl, if you don't move and it relieve your stress, that's probably why when I told you I've been going through with my car and this and that and with my kids, yeah, it's been a whole weight I've been carrying for a minute, baby. I let it go. As of 2 days ago, I said I'm going, no, let me go on and move out the way and let God do what he gonna do. I don't got it in me. I don't got nothing for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. You don't have to hear no. And you see, he's my oldest now. Y'all know when I met y'all, I told y'all I had just started back talking to my oldest daughter. Then she went through a period of almost 2 years where she didn't talk to me. Listen, you said yes, 90s babies been seen, not heard, and I'm still healing from that. Come on. Come on. And he a 90s baby too. He 97. I'm 80s. But you hear me? And so my thing is this. I wanted my kids to know how to make decisions when I wasn't around. My mama didn't teach me to make good decisions because she made all the decisions for me. And at a very young age, people used to be like, why you ask them what they want to eat? Because they need to know how to order food and stuff. Like, what do you mean? I don't let my kids choose what they gonna eat. They gonna eat what I want, what I cook. And that's why you be wasting food. I don't got money like that. So if he say he want macaroni and cheese, and she want sweet potatoes, and she want cabbage, that's what I'm gonna cook. So at least I know you eating something. But guess what? That turned into them going to all different restaurants and knowing how to order what they want and not wasting their money. You know how many people my kids tell me about their friends that don't even know how to order food or be scared to order food. Like, I'll pay you if you order it for me because no, I'm scared. You 30 years old and you don't know how to order your own food? What? Baby, my kid, I had a van, honey. They'll be screaming, I want chicken nuggets. My grandkids do it now. Emu, when we pull up to McDonald's, well, her mama, because I don't eat that. When she pull up to McDonald's, her mama rolls the window down and she say, let me see. And she grab her chin like this and say, I want chicken nuggets, fries, and apples. And she be holding her chin like this. Like she said, You hear me? She ain't even 4 yet and know how to order when she get to the thing. What you mean? She know what she want. You said, I have 95, 96, and 98, all girls. Honey, phew, I know. Listen, right, I had to learn as a young adult because mine made all the decisions until I was 17. Exactly. You said this is true. I have struggled with that in young adulthood. In hindsight, it definitely caused me to be hindered in decision making. Right, right. And then I'm going to tell you what my mom used to say. You said, and my 3-year-old grandson also, I'm trying to tell you, said that's facts. My mom did us like that. And we all had to break out of that and she still does it with my brother, who is not confident with being on his own, and he's 23 and still asks what he should do. Come on. Come on. You said my daughter was doing that in middle school. I started standing there silent until she got over it. I'm trying to tell you. You handicap your children when you do that. Now my son, all my kids will call me and ask me for advice, but they still gonna make their own decision. One of them just did it the other day. She asked me, should she do this or that? I said, I think you should do this. She said, I'm gonna do the opposite. That's your choice. That's your choice. I gave you the reasons why I feel like you should do this. And she said, I'm gonna do the opposite of that. I said, okay. I don't gotta live it. Whatever it is, I don't have to live it. You have to live it. And I need you to be, because what happens if I die tomorrow? I already don't live in a state where none of my kids are. My son, 2,000 miles away, lightweight. They 400 miles away, 300 miles and some change, whatever. I don't live where they're at. I'm not here. Okay? And there's been times, I told y'all, because of me, what me and my mama was going through, she tried to keep my kids away from me for 5 years. So it was a lot of times I didn't get to talk, but my son would sneak and call me and say, hey, mom, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to listen to what grandma's telling me to do because I know that it's going to be this. And I said, don't do it. 21-year-old girl does the same thing and then get upset with me when I give her my answer. I don't understand. She calls me, then gets upset at my answer. Girl, I'm going through it right now. That's why she came in here and didn't say nothing to me and I didn't say nothing to her. I don't have nothing else to say about your life. Don't ask me nothing, but don't ask me to help either. Can't listen, I can't help. Did the same thing with my son and his older sister, and I done did it with the youngest one too. I can't help if you can't listen. No. You called me and asked me what you need to be doing. You called me and told me you had a problem. I'm trying to help you fix it. And if you don't want to listen, I don't got no help for you. I don't know what to tell you. Don't call me and tell me about your problems. Call somebody else that just want to listen. And I mean that. And y'all heard what he said. We didn't talk for a long time because he didn't agree with what I was saying because he wanted me to say what everybody else was telling him. But that ain't got you nowhere. And the people that's telling you that want to use you, silly. He said, yep, I make my 6-year-old daughter speak for herself. And she don't like it, but I tell her she's a big girl and needs to speak up for herself. Yeah. You ain't about to keep stressing me out and you don't want to listen. And listen, I did that with my ex-husband. He was older than me. I don't care. If you don't want to listen, don't tell me none of your problems. I don't care. Because why should I listen to you and you want to just keep dumping on me about stupid stuff? You don't want to take no dang advice and then you expect me? No. I got better things to do. Let me clean under my fingernails. I think I need to scrub the crust off the back of my feet. That's a more enjoying thing than arguing with you about your problems that don't have nothing to do with me. It's more beneficial for me to scrape the back of my feet with a blade. At least I'm going to see some damn results. Nope. He said, so it's not just my daughter doing the opposite just because I said it. They and then cry after, like, don't ask me why you ask me if you ain't gonna listen. No. I'll be telling mine, don't ask me no question you think you already know the answer to. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. But don't expect me to listen to the problem when you have it either. Especially if it's something I try to tell you about. I hate to say it, but that's what I told my little sister before she got hit in the head. Listen, don't hate to say it. You said, I never said. I told you I went through it with my son first. My son is my first child. Do I look like a toilet seat? Exactly. Listen, don't hate to say, I don't hate to say nothing. So, Nisi Poo, and don't. God is using you and the wisdom that you have to help her. It's what she gonna choose to do. And you don't gotta hear the craziness. Because as soon as I get home, it's a whole bunch of people about to be blocked. Do you hear what I'm telling you? On every social media, on everything. I'm not playing. Blocked. You won't even be able to ask for no advice, honey. Sometimes God get quiet in our lives and he don't give no answers to nothing. Well, especially when we not listening. He'll quit talking. Hello. And you won't have no access for a while until you understand that him talking to you shouldn't be irritating. You should be waiting on me. I will block a kid in a minute and don't care. Sorry. Well, what if something happens? I ain't gonna be able to do nothing anyway. I ain't in the state where they at. Well, call the police. Hello. If I can block my mama, I can block anybody. It ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do. I'm out of state. One of the siblings will call me. You said blocked. Auntie. Auntie, listen. It make you sad to do, but because the devil gonna use whoever he wants to keep you off your square. I just heard a song named "I'm Blunt" because God rolled me that. That part I ain't never heard it, but yeah. You said you sound like my husband. He be like, I can't help them anyway. I'm in a whole nother state. I'm trying to tell you, it's a real thing. What I'm gonna do? You said, I had to. Yeah, mom just causes headaches sometimes and loves to talk. That's why I can't. Listen, I ain't gonna tell nobody business, but it's been 50% of my stress that I've had since I've been here been my car, and 50% been children. And get this, if I would have never came down here for the children, I would not be in the situation I'm in right now. Hello. It was a kid that said, hey, you need to come down here. And I said, I don't know. I need to wait and make sure. And I was like, you know what, Lord, if they go ahead and do this, none of this is like, should have stayed in my hole and waited till my baby's baby shower next month. Now I gotta get a whole new car and all kind of no. Mm-mm. No. My mother calling me on 6 hours asking me about her child. You said they're in the same town. I want to change my girl. I don't even let my mama call me about nobody else's business no more. Mm-mm. I used to. I used to let all my family members. I am not the. They'll call me whenever they had issue. No, I do not. Nope. My uncle called me one time. I told you, and I kind of felt bad. This has been in the last year. My cousin, she was homeless with her kids. Right. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. But my cousin also had a gambling addiction, and she liked to party and turn up. Now, was she had some issues going on with her she had real, what is it where you die, is it where you got to go to dialysis, right? She had the dialysis issue, okay? But she's had this dialysis issue since I was like 13. She still was gonna go party, she still was gonna go drink, and she was still gonna go to a card party or the gambling house, right? It didn't stop none of that. Mind you, almost all her kids is grown and live in the city where she at. And my uncle called me and he was like, can you help her get into a place? I said no. Because me and my kids been homeless a couple of different times. And she knew because everybody was, no, she died just last year. Yeah, she died like last year. I think it was last year. And I said, I ain't even gonna hold you. I said, it's crazy because the family knows what I do now. But y'all remember, I was in a shelter right before I met y'all. I can't tell you one family member except for one of my cousins. that sent anything when I was in, or even when me and my kids was homeless, baby. No. Or whatever. When my baby was sick with her brain situation, none of my family sent me nothing. No. Nope, sure can't. And folks, I don't care. Get mad. I come from a family of users, honey. Absolutely not. Y'all don't even know how many family members I done told no. These the same family members that right when I went viral was on other social medias talking crazy, saying all kinds of stuff about me. And then you gonna call, no, ain't I? And then I get right on here and somebody say, we about to get evicted. Hold on, y'all, let's get the money together. You said y'all need, inbox me. No. Mm-mm. Who is my family? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? If you ain't walking with the Lord, why is I'm worried about it? No. No. Because how you still going to the gambling house? No. No. Mm-mm. Did I feel bad when she died right after? Yes. But you hear me? No. I won't be doing anything. You hear me? No. You said I just said that to my cousin yesterday. It's yeah. No. I come from a family that they listen. Whoever got it, that's where they going. Whoever, whatever, that's what they doing. No. And I don't care who thinks that's mean. Because to be honest with you, when I was out and in my situations, it was strangers that looked out for me. It wasn't my family. When me and my kids was in situations, it was people that didn't have none of my blood in them or nothing. And my family would run my business, okay? But they wouldn't help. So why in the world do you think? No. And that's why, no. Is that the only way you know how to get attention is worry about stuff that don't have nothing to do with you? Do you ask the people at your job questions like that, or that's the only way you know how to get somebody to talk to you? Is being in somebody else's business. You ain't got nothing else better to do. Hello? Right. So I'm going to say yes. Go do something with your life. You're getting on my nerves. Already, you ain't even been in here long. I just don't understand why folks be worried about stuff that don't affect their life at all. Do y'all know? Hmm. Oh, okay. Anyway, moving on. What was I about to say? If folks can think I'm mean, I don't care. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, who remembers when Joseph's brothers came and saw him at who remembers when let me help this idiot. Because idiots just say stuff. Who just heard a whole man voice in here a few minutes ago? This ain't even where I live. So this is why I'm telling you, you need to mind your business. And I know this the only way you're going to get attention. So let me tell you, I know ain't no woman laid up next to you. And I know you're not getting no cat because you wouldn't be trying to argue with a woman if you had something wet and moist next to you or that even laid in your bed. So we're going to talk about what we know. Because I guarantee you, if I had a stiff one laying next to me, baby, I damn sure wouldn't be online arguing with a nigga I don't know. So I know ain't no cat laid up next to you, or else you should be in it and not in my business. Hello. Anything else? No, you can't talk. Jesus. You gonna be on the internet arguing with somebody and you got a snatch laid next to you, it can't be no good. Ain't no way. Hello. Why is she worried about if a nigga is in here or not? They don't have nothing to do with you. You said you definitely need to listen to that song. Listen, Tony, I'm so sick of folks. Why is worried? You don't know where I'm at. I could be in a hotel. I could be anywhere. You worried about stuff that don't have nothing to do with you. Do you understand? Check your email, CERCA TROVA books later. I will, Auntie. It's on this iPad or on the other phone, so I will. Listen, I'm so irritated with folks. People be worried about stuff that don't have nothing to do with them. But I guarantee you this. You can tell who don't be getting laid. And if it is, it ain't no good. Because, baby, when you get laid the right way, baby, all you see is flowers and stars all the time. You ain't got no time to be arguing with people. Your endorphins is moving or whatever them things, they moving too high. You ain't getting none. I know you're not. And if you is, you don't enjoy it. Hello. Cause get your back beat in just right. You too happy. You ain't got time to argue with not a soul, baby. You be trying to figure out what you gonna cook or something, creating something. Stop it. You ain't making me. You think because you say I bet you don't got no man, and I know you ain't got no good coochie around you. So what? You ain't telling me nothing. And I hate to talk like this, but it is what it is. Like I don't know. Can't be no good. Can't be. You said my phone broke, so I can't text or call. Heading out to find a new one. Stop it, Auntie. Am I lying? Well, she can't text me, so there. Okay. I hope you get you a nice one, Auntie. People, it's crazy. Y'all know I'm not telling. Where was the lie told? Hello. You ain't got no time to be arguing with nobody you ain't never gonna meet, and you got this laying next to you, baby. Ain't no way. Listen, my good time is dead now, but I guarantee you this. When I was with him, I was not worried about baby. I was trying to cook every piece of bread, and he's gone on to the other side now. But when we was together, and I'm not talking about my ex-husband, I'm talking about that good old piece of magic Mike that's laid down in the grave. Baby, please. I was not caring about. I didn't even have to leave the house never. Baby, I was not worried about nobody on the outside of nothing. Long as that good hunk of meat was laying, I could listen. I just need to cook a piece of bread or something. I'm about to paint a wall. I'm about to crochet. I'm about to do something. I ain't even worried about it. I don't listen. I don't care. You said got my side hurting. Like it's the truth, baby. You ain't got time. That's how when folks come in here. Listen, honey, that magic mic with it was that magic stick, baby. I ain't get what I'm about to be arguing with you with for. You ain't even got what I want. I all right, Circa. I was about to say I can find a reason to be hollering, and you ain't it. I'll be right back. Hold on. Listen here. You said, huh? You said what? You said please leave me alone. I don't want no parts of that. If you don't leave me alone and go somewhere, no, thank you. Sorry, y'all. They better leave me alone. Just can't even get angry. Just happy. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, the right person, you won't care about nothing going wrong. You hear me? And I'm not just talking about your body. They take care of your mind and everything. You say, yes, ma'am. I'm so happy getting this advice. Before I have a child, my mom would do that to me. And now I'm just getting over asking for things and not speaking up for myself. You all right, Pumpkin? Listen, this is my thing. Because I was a kid out in the world at 11 years old without, okay, as much as I love my aunties, I told y'all the story. Okay. I either had people trying to control me or people telling me the wrong things, and these were all adults. So my aunties, bless their heart, they lived a different life, right? And I told y'all, one of my aunties told me when I was like 13 or 14 years old, she said, would you rather be a slut or a whore? Now, mind you, I'm coming out of the church, so I don't know anything about either. Okay? No joke. And my auntie, she get drunk, she gonna tell you like it is. She ain't gonna hold nothing back. Y'all know we all got an auntie or uncle like this. And I said, I don't want to be either. Or I said, I don't want to be a whore or something like that. She said, no, baby. She said, whores get money. Sluts get a wet butt. I said, she said a hoe can go get a room or pay her bills so she can wash her tail. A slut ain't gonna have nothing. I said, oh, realest information I ever heard about a nigga. Hello. Did she lie? Did she lie? A slut can't go get up and get nothing to eat. She ain't got no money. She can't even wash her tail because she didn't get nothing. She said a whore can get up and handle her business. And again, she wasn't telling me to be a slut or a whore. She was saying niggas is gonna come and get some coochie from you. What you gonna do? This is how my aunties and uncles talk to us. I don't know how y'all's talk to y'all, but I'm telling y'all how mine talk to me. Is what it is. Y'all wonder why I'm raw? Because this is the conversations my aunties and my uncle said the same thing. My uncle said the same thing. They said, baby, listen, don't be out here giving yourself to a nigga that can't do nothing for you. Hello? And it don't matter if you getting it for yourself or not. It don't matter if you already working. That nigga's benefiting. Hello? And my auntie said, you can make yourself go. Not that you're supposed to, but this is real game. And I told, listen, I told my son the same thing. Don't be out here giving your meat to nobody that can't do nothing for you, son. And I'm not, my son get up and get it. But can she cook? What can she do? If you don't got it, can she come up with it? Oh, she can't? Well, why is you laying down with that girl? So you always gonna be stressed out putting yourself, listen, and did. And that's why his virginity wasn't broken until he was 24 years old. Hello. My son said, Mom, I can count on my hand, and it ain't all my fingers, how many people I've been with, and I'm 29. These babies ain't making it out of high school without 100 bodies. Got 50 by the time they are freshmen. Hello. And it's real life. 25 by the time they in 7th grade. Bodies. Hello. Nobody is teaching kids the value of their body. And I'm not talking about for money. I'm saying, no, absolutely not. And people say, oh, you shouldn't say that. What is a dowry? Tell me the definition of a dowry, please. And tell me who get the highest dowries. I'm listening. What's the definition of dowry? For those of you that, oh my God, CERCA. Okay, well, let's see. Tell me what the definition of a dowry is. What is it? Hello? Come on. What's the definition of a dowry? Hello. It's some folks that then got mad they didn't left the class. Oh well, it is. Somebody just realized that they was SLUT. Not diary, dowry. I believe it's DOWERY. What's the definition of dowry? Property, money, or valuables, or a gift that a bride's family gives to the to glue. You said to the glue to the groom's family as a part of a marriage arrangement. Payment, money for a wife. Virgins get the highest dowry. Okay, so somebody is paying for some coochie before they get it. Hello. The transfer of money, property, or goods from the bride's family to the groom or his family upon marriage, or vice versa. Most men have to pay the dowry, but hello, they have to come with a dowry. Somebody paying for some coochie before they get it. Hello. Hello. I'm still in here cooking for your nephew-in-law's birthday, but that's where you pay for your wife. And the virgins get the most, not the lesser. Pimp C said it. Hello. Hello. So for folks like, oh my gosh, she's so vulgar. I just said it in the hood way. Somebody paying for it right now. Same thing. Hello. Prime example. It's the same thing. Virgins or women that have the least amount of bodies get the most. He said, I'm glad mine were wild. He said, I wouldn't have it any other way. That's how I end with my teen pregnancy. He said it was a generational curse in my family until my girls broke the chain. Come on. An exchange of wealth, such as money, property, or goods transferred from a bride's family to the groom or his family at the time of marriage. Come on, a bride price. Come on, my son is about to be a senior. And he said all those girls have been ran through, but he has also been listening to you since he was in eighth grade. Tell my nephew, I said, high five. He said, my auntie said, I don't want them. And don't, nephew. Come on, nephew, pinch him on his cheek for me and say, your Titi said, good job. He'll give too. I told you. I told my son, you don't have to give your body away. Be a prize, and I'm not talking about the prize these niggas is talking about now, where they expect you to whatever. You don't know woman want no used up man either, honey. They talking about you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, and you can't turn a whoremonger into a husband either. Hello, unless God get to him. What you mean, huh? Don't no woman want a man that every woman in had either. Why they all stop it? If anybody can have you, that means you're not mine. Hello. It's the same thing. You can value your body as well. And I started telling my son early, you do not have to give your body to nobody if you don't want to. And when he got to his senior year, just like your son, he was like, Mom, ugh. He was like, I know so many of them girls. He's still dealing with it now. That's why my son's single. He said it's hard to find a woman that ain't like, I don't know, 10 niggas she done been with. Hello. And now they be trying to throw themselves in my son because they know he ain't been with a lot of women. So now they want to trap him and lock him down. No, no, we're not doing that. I said, God got somebody for you. It's a young lady that probably got the same amount or less bodies than you have, less than a handful. Okay. And I'm not saying that he can't give you somebody that got more than that, but God see you holding yourself and keeping yourself and not spreading yourself thin with folks. And he got somebody for you. It might take longer for you to find her, but you ain't got no baby mama drama. You ain't got no chicks tearing your stuff up. You ain't in and out of jail because chicks is trying to get you locked up. It's a lot of stress you don't even have to deal with. Now, your homeboys that's in everybody inbox and all of that kind of stuff, look at the problems that they have. Chicks trying to out them online. He said, right, mom. I said, exactly. Virgins and women that have great education, value statuses, age, economic conditions, and so on. Right. And I'm not saying it ain't nothing. Okay, look. I wasn't no virgin, baby. I was a mama by the time I was 16. You hear me? I, I get it. Right. But you don't have to, even though I was out and about, right? Just because a person, like I told y'all, every person I dated, I didn't sleep with them. So people used to be like, didn't y'all used to date? Yeah, we dated. But just because I date you doesn't mean that I have to give you my body. Do you understand me? People think that, oh yeah, you messing with them. Messing with them ain't what you think. Just because I interact with them, just because you see them coming to my house, that don't mean they laying down in my bed. That don't mean that they didn't ever touch me inappropriately anywhere or whatever. Just because you see me with a person don't mean I'm sleeping with them. Again, I tell people all the time, people need to learn how to have platonic relationships. A lot of people don't know how to be friends with the opposite sex. And people, like, I've had guy friends tell me, oh, a nigga ain't never really your friend. He just waiting against them. Well, that's his loss. That's his loss. Because when he have a problem with the woman that he's dealing with, he ain't gonna have nobody to talk to because he didn't slept with everybody. Ain't nobody that you didn't slept with gonna give you real advice about how to have a relationship. You can't call a person that you used to sleep with and say, can you talk to me about my relationship? They either gonna be a hater or they gonna say, what? You gotta have some people that you never slept with, that you never fondled and touched on, so that you can bounce ideas off of them. No. But if every male or female that come into your life, you feel like you got to try them out, you're not going to, there's nobody you'll be able to call and ask for unbiased advice. Hello. I would rather have you as my friend than say, oh, I had, no. You said, yes, soul ties are created when you're just out there sexing everything. Exactly. And I got homeboys that I can call and you know, hey, I need to, and they be like, nah, that nigga, he on some BS, da 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 da, wooty wooty woo. Like, I told my girls and my son, you need to have platonic friendships. How will you even know what you like? See, this is what platonic friendships do for you. You don't have to date the person to see them interacting in relationships. So then, if you get to know this person well, we'll say it's the opposite sex, you get to know this person well, you see how they treat the people they date because you're their friend. You never slept with them. So they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, I used to do this. I used to do that. Nigga, I'm running game on her. I'm running game on him. So then when you see that in another person, you already know, oh, okay, because my best friend act like that. My homeboy act like this. Da 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 da. Without you having to have had that type of interaction with them to get the information. Does that make sense? Hmm. You can be friends with the opposite sex. But if sex is the only thing on your mind when you interact with the opposite sex, it ain't going to work. And then you lose out on valuable information and valuable connections that you could have had that are long lasting because you put sex into it. Okay? The reason I could go to the club with all niggas and I ain't slept with none of them and they gonna make sure I'm good is because these niggas is coming to me asking me about their chicks. They also brought their kids to me to get their hair done, and I didn't have to feel uncomfortable in front of their girlfriends because I don't want him. That's my nigga. That's my homeboy for real. To the point where their girlfriends kind of be like, "Girl, you better talk to your brother." Cause da, 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 da. I said, "What he did? Let me call this nigga. Hold on." You see what I'm saying? I was trusted at the house. I was trusted to be with this person, and they don't think nothing about it because she can call me. And I'm not on no girl, yeah, and then I'm still sleeping with him. No, I don't play none of that. I don't know if that's because I grew up in a house with all boys. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not the sister that sleeps with the brother. I'm not, that's not my deal. I'm not gonna claim you as my brother and whole time we've been getting it in. No. Mm-mm. We're not doing that. If you my friend, you my friend. And there's people that have told me I didn't want to be your friend. It don't matter. But look at the relationship that we grew because I wouldn't go past that with you. And now when you're having situations, you can actually call somebody that cares about you and that will give you real information about what you're going through and not biased information because you don't mess with me no more or I just want to be in control of your. Mm-mm. I don't want none of that. No. I agree. Most of my friends are male. I'm trying to tell you. You know, I got plenty of homeboys. Listen, back in the day when I was young, I could go. If I wanted to get all the way split, I didn't have to worry about them trying to climb into bed with me. And even if they did get into bed with me, however I laid down is how I was gonna wake up. They was gonna wrap me up in the cover, okay? And the only reason I would get that split is because I'm with him. I already know he probably got a key to the house. Or if I need to call you and tell you to go pick up my kids because I can't get off of work, I can trust you to do that. That kind of stuff really don't happen no more because people feel like just because we're opposite sex that we have to do something. No, we don't. No, we don't. Because if I can't talk to my son, I need to be able to call you. If his dad is not available or if he's not listening to anybody in my circle, I need to have somebody that I can send my son to. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not gonna be trying to whatever. Like people don't think about it like that, but you need those connections for not just whatever. Like I'm telling you, I didn't been out of. I told you I didn't been out of town, or my friends have gone out of town and been in a state where I got people, and they'll call me like I'm stranded. I'm this. I'm that. Hold on, let me call my homeboy. Is he cool? He ain't gonna try to sleep with you. He ain't gonna try to nothing. He probably gonna whatever, whatever. This, that, and the other. And they be like, oh my god, he's so great. Da 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 da. But if I had slept with that person and then we wouldn't cool, I wouldn't be able to do that. So not only I have benefited from those situations, but I have plenty of people. I'm talking about homeboys and homegirls that I'd be like, hey, my friend stuck at the airport or they didn't got stranded an hour away from you. I got the change. Can you go pick them up? With the guap. They probably gonna stay there a couple of days. All of this. But if I messed up those relationships, I wouldn't be able to do that. My kids, same thing. When I left, I got a homeboy here. He about his bread. You hear me? And my daughter had got into a situation and he called me and he was like, hey, what's going on with such and such? I seen she posted something. I'm like, listen, I'm in a bind right now. I can't do it. He like, where's she at? Matter of fact, what's her cash at? Boom. Sent my baby like $400. He ain't never asked for it back, never said nothing because he's like her uncle. But had we have slept together, I probably wouldn't have happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we've been friends since my kids was like 3 and 4 years old. Matter of fact, we was friends before he even had kids. He didn't even have no children. So those type of bonds, you need to build them. Okay. Now, if you married, that's something different because you didn't already whatever. But if you're a young person and you're not married yet, and God sends other people into your life, build those friendships, because they won't just be valuable for you. They'll be valuable for your children and even maybe your spouse. When how you gonna have get-togethers with friends if you didn't slept with everybody when you do get married? You said, what if the devil sent what people into your life? Who? You said you're saving God's people. You saying God's people. God brings people into your lives, and I'm saying, what if the devil is bringing them? You'll know the difference. You don't know the difference in when God sends somebody and when the devil do? Did you just hear me say I could lay in the bed completely split, which was probably drunk, and this person would cover me up with a blanket and lay on the other side? If the devil was in them, they definitely would have been trying to get in my pants. So, I mean, you, you don't know how to judge character? If I trust them enough to send them to get my kids, I doubt the devil send them. This is how you build. You have to try the spirit by the spirit. Hello. You don't test people? I mean, some people are good at hiding, but for the most part, you'll know the difference. And these people been, yeah. Okay, prime example. When people come around me, I put out expensive things to see. And then I act like I don't know it's there. I'm going to know if you a thief. Okay. I've gone to the club with a man before and acted like I was drunk to see if he would try to take advantage of me, even though there was no liquor in my drinks. But I can act drunk. I know how. Test. So if I'm acting like I'm split and you try to grab my leg, and you normally wouldn't do that if you know that I was not drinking, then I know your character. You're waiting to take advantage of me when I'm not in my right state. I test people. Just like to see if you two-faced it, I'm going to tell you something that you think is real, real juicy, and I'm going to wait for it to come back. Or I'm going to wait for you to bring it back up to me. I just tested you. So now I know I can't tell you no valuable information because you're going to run my business. You have to test people. Yeah, I got to pee, y'all. Hold on. Ooh, give me a second. Oh, goodness. Sorry, y'all. That coffee is doing what it's going to do there. Thank you. Yeah. A lot of people, this is the thing. You can't believe what people say always. And this is why, again, I don't be around a lot of people. Because people can say anything. But I can't tell y'all how I be testing folks, but I be testing people. I still do it. And that's only because I learned through my family members. There were certain family members that I trusted with certain information that I dealt with, all these different things. And then before I could even get off the phone, they didn't clicked over and telling the person, oh yeah, I'm talking to such and such and this is what's going on. So before I get off the phone, now that person is clicking in. This is before text on the other line, right? Saying, I heard about what happened. How you hear about it? And I just start telling this person about it. I'm still on the phone with them now. When I said, hey, I got to tell you something, but I don't want you to tell nobody because this is what I'm going through. You hear me? You get me? So before I can even get off of this phone call right here, when you say, hold on, instead of you clicking over and saying, hey, I'm talking to someone, I'm going to call you right back, you leave me on hold telling all my business for 4 minutes. You said, I think when people come into my life, they've been filtered. I don't really like most personalities. I don't test people because I really don't want people in my life for real. Oh, okay, what do you? I don't know. I don't know. If you don't want to deal with nobody, you ain't got to worry about testing nobody. But I test folks because I have to come in contact with all kinds of people. So some of the people I come in with, like, again, some of the people that I come in contact with, God already tell me that they're no good, but I still have to live in front of them. Okay? Because who's going to teach you to be a certain way if you never see it? Right? So there's a lot of young people that I've come into contact with that my kids have brought to me or whatever. The less friends, the better. Better personally. I don't gotta tell anyone anything. Oh, okay, well, listen, I don't know. With that, there's kids that have come to me, and they're okay. Prime example. Not trying to put nobody out on Front Street, but how many of my young nieces and nephews in here, or even my aunties and uncles, have learned something that maybe you didn't know before, just about life? We ain't talking about Bible or anything else, but just about life, right? Something maybe your mom didn't tell you or your dad didn't tell you or you had never heard it before, but that one small thing of maybe me telling a story about something kind of changed your parenting, changed the way that you handle your friends. You said you've learned a lot here. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's just only me, because other people have come in here and told y'all stories, y'all other aunties, cousins, uncles, whatever, and y'all learn from them too. You see what I'm saying? I learn from my nieces and nephews all the time. I'm old, and they be like, auntie, cuz, and I'll be like, oh, okay, because I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, because I'm not gonna stop myself from coming, right? But I learn from y'all too. Y'all come in here and teach me all kind of stuff. I learn from the old, the young. We got 5-year-olds that come in here and teach their TT stuff. Hello. We got 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 27-year-olds, 30-year-olds that come in here, and I'll be like, for real? Hold on, let me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to stop myself from interacting with people. You see what I'm saying? But God tells us to be wise. And especially being in a leadership position, you deal with all kind of people. If God is, because everybody want to say God called them to be a leader, but being with a leader, you said there has been a plethora of knowledge. First thing that comes to mind is that I was the problem most of the time. Girl, that'd be the ugly part, don't it? And you be like, God, but he said, but nothing. Turn that mirror on yourself. You see that? Right there is the problem. Oh, and that ain't the only one. That. Look at this blemish right here. Go on and zoom in on that. We can't even count the slide down the wall moments. You said me last week. Listen, we all was the problem because our daddy's name is Adam. It is. You said yes, looking like, am I the drama? Listen, and be mad at yourself. which is what I be trying to get my kids to see now. I be trying to get them to see, listen, a lot of the stuff I went through, I was the problem, but I'm gonna say because of, again, the whole church thing and the way that I was parented, it kind of set me up for failure. Right? You see what I'm saying? That goes back to not being taught how to make wise decisions, right? It does. I don't care what nobody's saying. If you train up a child in the way that it should go, it'll never depart from them. So if you teach your children in a young age to make wise decisions, that's not saying they're always going to make the right decision, but they will weigh certain things out. So a lot of my learning came from not having adequate support. Does that make sense? And I'm not blaming my mama, right? But you got to think, if I was thrown out at 11 years old, 11, your brain is not formed enough to be doing certain things. But God did put wisdom down in me, even though I was young. So even though I was around a lot of stuff, I wasn't easily influenced. You said, I remember one day you got really deep about trauma, letting people go, and going through the wilderness with God that day really freed a lot. You said that was on my mind, and it really helped me trust God again. I'm trying to tell you, I put my trust myself through some things, but I can't take accountability for others' behavior. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So by me having to leave my mom's house at a very young age and be out in the streets, again, I just told y'all what my auntie said to me, and I ain't knocking her because it was some good information. Do you understand what I'm saying? But a lot of the people around me were giving me information based on the type of lives that they lived. Does that make sense? Right? Like my mama grew up poor. So everything that she talked about was she only wanted me to be a doctor because one of my great aunties was a doc. Well, all her children were doctors, and she felt like they lived great lives. Or she wanted me to be a lawyer so that she could say, "My daughter is a doctor. My daughter is a lawyer." Right. So even the advice that she gave me when I told her, I want to go to beauty school, that ain't no money in. Nah. You need to be in the medical field because you're smart enough to be a doctor. But I have agoraphobia or whatever it is. Like, I don't like blood. I'm gonna pass out. It don't matter. You need to push past that. Okay. You said laugh out loud. Me being mad the pot is being stirred, but I'm the one with the spoon in my hand. This part. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the advice that I got, it wasn't coming from a place of what would you like to do and let me support you in what you would like to do. It came from my family wanting prestige, or I come from a very money hungry family, and everything is about how it looks, and who got this and who got that and that whole thing. And even on my dad's side, now the people on my daddy's side, they are doctors and all kinds of all of that. They all got degrees and college professors and scientists and all of that on my dad's side. The aero, all of that. My daddy did the airplanes. He was an airline mechanic, and all he did all of that. So that's my daddy's side. So even the people that my mom had children with, oh, I know they were smart, so this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. It was never about the person. And I'm not knocking her, but you get what I'm saying? So if you weren't lining up with their view of what success was, or, you know, whatever else it is, then you were nothing. Does that make sense? Even if you was going to be a minister in a church, like if the organization, okay, because clearly I teach the Bible. Nobody in my family recognizes me as a minister. Nobody. Because I don't have the PAW or Baptist Association stamp on it, then you're not ordained. Now, if you get that, they recognize you, Even if you live in a hell, like a hellion, like a sinner. Like my uncles, I got a lot of uncles that's pastors and stuff like that. But baby, they be throwing that willy wherever they can. Okay, be drunk off their tails or whatever else. And I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just saying. But because they go to church and the church recognizes them, then they're okay. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm over here trying my hardest not to climb no trees in heaven. You heard me for a minute. Y'all know my little blip I had back last year. But before that, it had been no trees and nowhere around. You hear me? Since whenever. So with that, I'm not recognized as a minister or a person that's trying to live like that because I don't have the church signed off on what's going on over here. You see what I'm saying? So with that, that's the kind of family I come from. As long as it looks like it really is, or you can make people believe it is, then they feel like you're successful or they have information, or if they can manipulate you, one of the two. If they can manipulate you into doing what they want you to do, then you get the blessing of the family. I ain't never had it. As y'all can see, I always got on some black because I am the black sheep and I'm fine with it. I'm okay. It don't bother me none. I don't live under the group mentality of, you know, the crab in the barrel syndrome type deal. I don't care. I walk by myself. I have for a very long time. And because I walk by myself, right, I've been able to help other people walk out of those type of situations. You know? So a lot of times I'm grateful that I didn't get certain instructions from certain people because like Antoinette said earlier, sometimes that can handicap you. And then you will never grow past where everybody in your family, you know, like all my family really only believe in 66 because they're all ministers. So when I came and started talking to them about the lost books of the Bible, they knew. They say, "Oh, I know about them," but you've never read them. You've never studied them. I don't need to. Well, how many of y'all? Some of y'all already knew about the lost books and you studied them. But if you started to study the lost books here, then you could be the same as CERCA was, walking away from the institutionalized religion that we know. And I'm sure you have now led other people out of only believing that it's only 66 books of the Bible. And whether you get them to look into it, even if they've never bought the OTP, maybe you have read, Adam and Eve online, that's something different. You hear me? You know? Sometimes you have to be the person that steps outside of the norm. And I think that even though it seems like a horrible thing that my mom kicked me out at 11, I'm grateful she did. And I tell her all the time, I'm happy I didn't have to grow up in your house. Even though the streets was real, 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 real hard and real, 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 real crazy. I learned a lot. I have a blind friend who I be reading Adam and Eve to, and she really enjoys it. Come on. See? Look at how many people have been healed, just like what we talked about earlier with the medicine. Had I never read the Testament of Solomon, we probably wouldn't have been able to help a lot of people see that I probably shouldn't take this medicine, or they would, you know what I'm saying? So in all of that, it helps. Excuse me. Ooh. You said, like you have taught here, books don't need to be canonical, canonical, to help put the rest of the Bible together. Exactly. Well, you got to think, if the devil is using demons and the fallen angels are the ones that taught the medicine, right? It makes sense that they don't want you reading the other books because then you'll never be healed and you'll never know who they are. Period. Because, baby, I ain't been to one church, and I done been to churches all over the country where somebody gonna get up and testify about them forever being at the doctor. and how many pills they got and how many this and how many that. Now, do I have an autoimmune disease? Yes. Do I take medication for it? No. When they first diagnosed me, I did, because I believed everything that they said about what it was going to do. And I started to feel those sicknesses too. But once I said I'm not taking them pills no more, and I found the magic meds and the herbs of the field that the Lord grew from whatever, and that magic bean called coffee, I ain't been on no nothing. Okay, I take something for my pain and something to wake my muscles up, and that's it. And they both natural. Hello, I got my herbs of the field and my Java, and it does the job of all the pills that they was trying to give me. And that was 2006. It's 2026, so it's been 20 years since I got diagnosed with lupus. Okay, and 2009 is when I stopped taking medicine. So I was on that medicine for about 2.5, almost 3 years, because I got diagnosed in like June, and I quit taking. So it was 3 years because I got diagnosed in June, around June, and then I quit taking. They gave me tramadol. I quit taking tramadol in like April. No, yeah, it was like April or May of 2009. So it was like 2 years and 7 months or something like that I was on that medicine. I ain't took it since. Hello. And do I get aches and pains? Absolutely. But I have found a natural way to deal with it, and I'm not a zombie. Yeah, it make you sick. It make you real sick. And they had me on 4 pills a day. Yep, 4 pills to manage my pain. Mm-mm. I'm so grateful I quit taking that mess. And I understand that some pain is excruciating depending on your situation. But just like my babies that came in here and said it's a lot of pills, like you don't have to take them. And then your body gets so used to taking them. Like, even for my meds, y'all know I normally have my meds every day. The only thing that I've had is a little bit of my sugar that Auntie made me, 4 years ago. You said they gave me tramadol too, Auntie, and I couldn't handle it. Felt like a zombie. Girl, no. I told you I used to be asleep 18 hours a day. I would get up, cook for my kids, take them to school, come back, go to sleep, get up, go pick my kids up from school, make dinner, stay up for about an hour or two, be asleep, get up, like it was bad. It was bad. And it was just me taking it how they said take it. It wasn't no abusing it, taking no whole bunch of nothing. It was take one I think it was every 3 or 4 hours. You said I was the problem in my relationship too. Oh, they got what's her yeah. Mm-mm. And the man that died is the one that told me, he was like, you know that this is synthetic such and such. My eyes are getting better because I use 66 NM and 850 NM near infrared light. Red light also helping with the muscle and joint pain. Girl, is that why you be doing that? You had me turn my lights on red in the thing. I didn't know if that was gonna help or not. But Auntie saw you be doing that red light stuff, and I turned the lights red on in my bathroom because these eyes need to get better. You said I was already diagnosed with chronic fatigue, so it didn't help it out. Girl, that part. Yeah. Do we got another idiot in our class? Because I don't even know what they talking about, but I'm just gonna leave it. We do. So, yeah. It's been almost 17 years since I took the doctor's meds. I lightweight don't even be wanting to take antibiotics and stuff. I mean, I'll take them if I have to, but I done found natural remedies for all that stuff because My mom takes a lot of antibiotics and she's always sick. And I said, well, you know that the antibiotics destroy the good bacteria and all of that stuff that's fighting off the infection. So as soon as they give you whatever for whatever cold or whatever you got, now you don't give your body time to replenish, right? And so then whatever the next little cough or cold that's going around, it hits you not, and it's tearing up your natural biome in your stomach and all this kind of stuff. Like you can't, how you gonna heal? Any and everything that's going around, my mama be catching it. She got a cough, she got all of it. And that's why I told her, girl, you forever as a doctor. My mama, I know once a month my mom go to the doctor for sure. You said, yes, the doctor said my cataracts are so bad. They look like a 67-year-old, but for some reason that I got 2020, he has never seen anything like it. I'll be working these big old things out. Oh. So you got cataracts, but you got 2020? Wait a minute. Because you know, I don't know if y'all can. This is how I be seeing y'all. Can y'all see it? And it's all different. I got trifocals going here. I'm trying to help y'all see how I be seeing. But you see it? And that's only been since I met y'all, but it got real bad. Hello. These is trifocals. You know, it's got this and this and this. The readers is down here. One of them is the C4 and one of them is the C up close. Mm-hmm. And I did not wear glasses before I met y'all. I might give me a little reader every once in a while before night driving. But now, baby, mm-hmm. A nigga needs some help. You hear me? Mm-mm. So the red light is healing it, honey. Let me see what else you said you take. You said near infrared. I'm about to take a picture of that. It is raining. I know my baby is about to come back in here. Oh, this man that text me back. Hold on. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Oh, yes. I want that. Please. I didn't even know. Oh, that's nice. And do, please, and thank you. Oh, and they got it at the thing, cleaning it up. Please. Touch and agree with me right now that this man gonna work a deal out with me. Come on, y'all. Come on, put your hand up here. I didn't even see. This is nice. It God, I need you to let him work this out. Baby, I don't care about no used car. It's new to me. You hear me? I ain't gonna show y'all the whole little deal of it, but you see it? Let this man work a deal out for me. Please. Bless. Right? She almost looked like my old baby. Right, in Jesus' name. He had texted me 2 hours ago. I've been talking to y'all. Oh, God, I need you to work the miracle. Please. What Drake say? Please. You said, and I never tell the doctor what I'm doing at home. I never tell the doctor what the last doctor said. That part. And don't. God, please. I need this man to work a deal. Listen, I might be able to go home. I want to go home. Listen, God, please. What you mean you got someone else looking at it? Wait, no. Okay, I'm not going to do that. What you mean? Tell that man that's my car. Shoot. What you mean you got somebody else looking at it? No. That part. Come on now. That need to be my vehicle so I can get to my house now. That is my car. Shoot. What you mean? Give it with that, sir. Please and thank you. Yeah. Y'all. I did. I said, tell that man that's my car. He said, laugh out loud. I said, tell that man that is my car. That's my car. Okay? That is my car. I don't care about that new and brand spanking, none of that. No, come on with it. That's all me. Thank you. Thank you. I done been here for 6 weeks too. Jesus. Hurry up, sir. The Lord a blessing. Shoot now. Come on with it. I need that. I need it. Hello. I done got excited. Yeah, touch and agree with me, y'all. Hello. Come on, Dad. I need you to work it out. Y'all better be praying with your good knees and not the ones you used to be sinning on. Pray with the other ones. You hear me? Let me go through my knee closet. Right. Right. I don't want the ones y'all used to sitting on. Not the I want the other ones. Go on and take them knees off and put on your good knees. The ones that's been sanctified. I need you to pray on them. Not them other ones. Them ain't the ones I want you to be on. I need the holy washed ones when you sit in these prayers. So thank you. Somebody said, "Let me go to my good knee closet." You said, "Let me go to my knee closet." Right. I need y'all to get the not the sinful knees. Yeah, anoint them knees. Come on with. You said touching and agreeing so hard I felt the heat from my phone, but it's yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. hmm That's what I need. I don't need them sinful knees. I need y'all to pray with the other ones. Thank you. Yeah, that's my vehicle. Thank you, Lord. Yep, and she kind of looked like my other baby. Listen, that's the one right there. Yeah, maybe that's why I felt better right before I got on here. Who knows? Because I sure was like, I don't know. I said I'm tired of worrying about this. I'm over it. Yeah, I want the snap, crackle, and pop ones. I want the good ones. I need y'all to get on the good ones. You said I just gotta chill over my body. It's gonna happen. I pray so. God knows I've been trying to be patient and not complain. Goodness gracious. Well, I mean, I'm grateful. You did tell me I was gonna get a better one, but this the thing, wasn't nothing wrong with the one I had. I was trying to ride her till the wheels fell off. It wasn't nothing wrong. She would have went even it look. Even this mechanic man said that car could have went for another 170,000 miles. It was nothing. Like other than that one issue, there was nothing else wrong with the car. He said this car could have easily went 300,000, easily 330. My car only had 171,000 miles on it, y'all. Do you understand? Only 171. And the people that had it before me took very good care of it. And I took very good care of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have even had to buy nothing. You see what I mean? You know? I don't believe in just upgrading the upgrade, baby. I will. Y'all see how my books be looking? I ride my cars the same way, baby, until it ain't nothing else you can do with them. This ain't my book, but y'all know how my other books look. Hey, I'm grateful for the things that God gave me. You hear me? And I don't care about no upgrade. Not saying I'm just I don't care about what nobody think about how I look or nothing. As long as it give me A to B. Sometimes it can have air, sometimes it don't. I don't be worried about it. So I was thankful that I still have my other one and didn't have to work. I'm grateful if he gonna upgrade me. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying. I don't have to have nothing brand new or whatever to feel like God know. I just be happy to have a vehicle because I done been without one and whatever else. So I don't be tripping on, how some people they not gonna drive if it ain't new or whatever. I don't care about none of that. Do we got air? Do we got heat? Do we got four wheels? Okay. That's all I need to know. Is it gonna get me point A to point B where I'm trying to go? That's all I'll be worried about. And I've always been like that. I've been offered. You said same. I cried finding my '07 done for. I'm trying to tell you. I don't know if you was in class earlier, but I told y'all to check the tow yards. They be selling cars. When people don't come pick them up and they go on and file for the abandonment thing, and you can get a car for a little or nothing, and you got to think it's already running because they picked it up. Take a mechanic with you. But a lot of tow yards, they sell cars, and a lot of people don't know that they do. They be selling cars because they didn't tow them out. People be like, forget it, I'll just go get me a new one. And so it be a car that be running perfectly. Ain't nothing wrong with it, and you can go pick it up. Cause the place I called today, I'm sad I missed it. Okay, I don't know what they had up there, but if something just told me to call, and I did. Well, my daughter ended up needing the information because she's getting ready to probably give her car back, and she was like, "Mom, they is gonna see me." I said, "Exactly." You said that's how I feel about my new one. It's new to me, yeah. It's new to me. You said, but sis, think about this. He could see you in the future. He giving you a newer one because you might have been in a bad situation with the other one. Wow, the stuff. No, there was no. This is what I'm trying to tell you. My car was good. No, there was damage done to my car. No, that's what I'm telling you. My car ran well. I think what started all of this was some bad gas in my car on the way here. My car ran really good. I'm telling you, my car ran excellent. It had good air, everything. There was because I take care of my car. Like I get my tune-ups, I get my oil changes, I do all of that. I take care of my cars. And I don't drive no, you see what I'm saying? I don't drive enough to tear my cars up. I only go where I have to go and I wait until you see what I'm saying? The farthest I drive is come here to see my kids. And even then, I don't drive my car hard. I don't. My car, I take care of my cars, y'all. Whether they use when I get them or not, I'm gonna get everything fixed on it so that way I know don't have no issues. I go ahead, spend my money, get that done, take care of it in the beginning. You know how some people are like, I'll wait. No, I'm not waiting. I'm going ahead and get this taken care of. I ain't gonna drive it a lot when I first get it. Like I take care of my cars because one, cars is hard to come by. I don't like paying payments. So I be trying to hold on to what I got. And I kept telling my kids the same thing. And a couple of them didn't listen. And now they like, I wish I wouldn't have got a car with a payment. I said, I tried to tell you. Because things can change. And even though you still working and stuff, you know, whatever, like save your money and get something that you don't have to pay payments on. So now all you paying is upkeep and insurance. Y'all, I want to call this man. I'm going to call y'all back because I really want to call him and see. And that's how I missed it. So give me a minute. We done been on here 202 minutes, and evidently God wanted me to talk to y'all because we ain't been interrupted at all. Y'all see that? This the first day I really been free. Like ain't nobody been in the house so that I could talk to y'all, which was crazy because all the other days is folks running in and out and the grandkids and whatever else. So excuse. This is the first day. God said, okay. He said, yeah, you get off here, love. And I am. I'm about to call him and say, listen, I need you to work out something with these people now. Please and thank you. All right. I'll see y'all in a minute. Girl, I'm praying. We about to see what he say. Thank you. I love y'all.